What's going on, guys, and welcome to our annual Game of the Year discussion. We do every year, as I said, annual, and we will be talking about our favorite games of 2025. We'll be doing our Game of the Year, but before that, we'll be talking about two runner-ups, games that weren't quite Game of the Year, but we want to mention because there's so many games every year nowadays, but specifically this year, it's so hard to pick just one, so we want to give, props to the games that almost were our picks for Game of the Year. And then we will, at the end, talk about disappointments if we have any. And then, which I haven't even thought about, so hopefully I'll think about while we're talking. And then, just kind of talk about the games that came out this year and kind of give a send-off, or not this year, last year, it's 2026. We'll give a send-off to all the great games of 2025 and look forward to the games of 2026. My name is Seth. I'll be hosting this as always, and joining me is above me, we got Cody. To your guys' right, I guess, would be Josh, and then below Josh is the floating head. You guys know Josh. And then down below Josh is Chevy. How you guys doing? You guys excited to talk about this?
Yeah, dude. It's
Absolutely.
been a bit.
It has
Like
been
the
a
last
while.
episode I was on was fucking Game of the Year last year.
Yeah. It's like a once a year thing now. So we'll have to figure out a show I can get you guys on every once in a while, but not regularly because we all got our own fucking schedules. So,
Sure.
But yeah, I'm happy to have you guys here. I always enjoy talking to you guys. I talk to you guys off screen anyway, so it's just another day. But now we're doing it for everyone else. So let's just jump into this. We're going to talk about our first runner-ups, then second ones, and then Game of the Year. We'll work our way up. You can let people know if you have a order of your runner-ups or if they're equal, whatever. And let's start with Josh. Josh, what's your first runner-up of 2025?
So I'm doing mine like 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So third is Absalom, the beat 'em up. I think that I think I discussed this with you, Seth, before, but it's definitely Absalom is that game that kind of scoots the genre forward a bit, and I think that this is going to be kind of something that people copy. The death and rebirth of a roguelike, of course, is what it is, but how crisp the controls are, the visuals are huge. Like every little thing about that game spits charm, and I like all the characters. The branching storylines are fun. The map, like halfway through the game, the map just doubles in size.
Mm-hmm.
The new game plus ish that it has to get the true ending. There's a lot to this game, and plus to play it with a friend is top fucking tier. So that's why Absalom is number 3 for me.
This will be a little bit of a spoiler on my part, but I kind of want to support what you're claiming or saying here with your opinion. I almost put Absalom in my runner-ups. I had a list of 4 games I was thinking about being my last runner-up, and it made that list, which is kind of crazy because I only played it for the first time like recently. And in fact, before the Game Awards even started or happened, it was one of the nominees, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. Me and Chevy were talking about it on a prior episode. I looked at it, I was like, I don't know what that is. I just moved on with my life. And then we ended up playing it together, me and you, Josh, and I was like, whoa, okay, now I understand why this was nominated for sure. And after beating it, I was like, that game is fucking solid. Graphics are fantastic, animations are awesome, gameplay's a lot of fun just to beat them up, but then it's got like the depth of a roguelite with permanent progression. It needs more characters, but it has 4 as of right now, and they're all super solid. It is way better with a friend, and just super impressive how many variables on each run can happen. A lot of random new things happen. It's a really fucking solid game. So it's cool to hear that that's even on your list because it almost made mine in such a short time. Like played it, and maybe it's recency bias. I don't know, but it's a super fucking good game that I would like to go back and play some more because I beat it, but I didn't get the true whatever the hell you're talking about. So I didn't have access to that door that you said I was supposed to have.
Oh, yeah,
Which is
in
weird.
the home.
Yeah, in the home.
Base. Yeah.
Door in the home. That's what I don't have access to that shit. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, Do you guys have anything on Absolem? Honestly, or obviously, if it's on your list, don't mention that. But have you guys played it? Do you guys know about it?
No,
No?
I didn't play it.
Yeah, I feel like you would like it, Cody. Chevy would probably like it, but you'd have to force him to play it.
Okay.
I'm not huge on roguelites, so
Yeah.
I hate having to repeat things over and over again. But some of them are okay. I can deal with some of them, but most of the time, I just feel like I'm just like not getting anything done. So
Yeah, luckily this you can beat. So
yeah,
it's a really interesting marriage. It's a roguelite for sure. Because it follows that formula, but you can beat it, and it was made by the people who I think it's the people who made Streets of Rage 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Street Rage 4 and that Turtles game, I think.
yeah. Which I put a video out on TikTok about Absolem, and I had a bunch of people going like, "Oh man, I picked up this." Did they make a Marvel game? A Marvel beat 'em up? I think they did recently, but people were going like, "Oh man, I picked this up, and I should have picked that up," and I'm like, "Yeah, it sucks." I guess.
Oh yeah. There's that one Marvel game, something
Cosmic
but
something.
Cosmic Invasion.
Yeah.
And which is, I'm just gonna say this right now, very mobile fucking sounding game.
Oh, for sure.
Like it sounds like a mobile game, but I played like a demo of it somewhere,
Okay.
and Absalom is way better than this. Like,
I mean, me just telling people about Absolem had people regretting playing the other game. So even just hearing about it, they were like, "Oh man!" So apparently, they just put a little
I
more work
really
into
want to massage the roguelike fear. Yeah, when you die, you start over, but you really decide on how your runs go. Like
Yeah.
the map is so big and so obtuse that, not obtuse, so big and so full of little secrets and little things that no run ever has to be the same. So
Well, and they
it's,
put so much extra work into the amount of things that happen. Like you go on a run, and then you go on a second run, and you could repeat what you did in the first run, but you're not going to be able to fully repeat the same thing because new things are going to happen. And then your third run, you're not going to be able to fully repeat what you did the first two runs because new things are going to happen, or there's a new path you discover. Like they put so much stuff into this game that it's hard to have like the same experience over and over and over again, even though you are just doing runs over and over and over again. So they put the work in to make it feel fleshed out. And I use the word roguelite because it is a beat 'em up, but it follows the roguelite formula. It's not a hard roguelike like Barony.
yeah.
Because Barony's like,
And,
go in, you fail, start over. There's no permanent progression.
Yeah. Now, and Absalom, there's just so many. No matter what you do, and like you said, even if you go the same way, like there's that elevator. This is, I don't know if this is a spoiler. There's that elevator to the Goblin Town, you
Yep.
know, and then there's that one time they just threw grenades down
Yep.
instead of like setting the elevator down. And I was
I've
like,
seen
"What
that
the
like
fuck was that
once.
about?" Yeah, but then like all their dialogue up top completely changed, you know, due to that one thing, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" It reminds me a lot like Hades. You know, when you died in Hades,
It
nothing really happened
Definitely
on
takes
the runs.
influence from that.
But Hades, every time you went back there, it always seems like it was giving you like a little piece of the story. Somebody had something new. There was a character that just showed up. And Absalom is exactly like that, except all that stuff happens on the runs. You know, the home base doesn't really change. Well, it changes, but not as much as the map does. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, got anything else on that, Josh?
no, Absalom's number 3, baby.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Almost made my list. Let's jump into my first runner-up, and mine will also be going 3, 2, 1. Although the space between my 3 and my 2 and 1 are pretty big, but it's my runner-up number or first runner-up, and my first runner-up is Split Fiction. This is a game that when I was thinking about what games, I played a lot of good games this year, like a lot of fucking good games. But every time I thought about like what are like the most memorable experiences I had this year when it came to my gaming experiences, and Split Fiction just kept popping up. Haze Light, does what they do. They're bold to make hard not hard as in like, difficult, but like just like strictly co-op games. You have to play with another person. And because they make that bold decision, you get experiences that are handcrafted for that can't be replicated by playing by yourself. Or playing with like 3 or 4 people. These are like, really thought out experiences that they've done in the past with like It Takes Two and A Way Out. And so Split Fiction follows that same formula. I love that formula. Split Fiction, in my opinion, feels similar to It Takes Two, but improved in every single way. The variety of locations you go to based off of the way that the story's told is really smart in my opinion, and allows for some really fun stuff. Whether you're into sci-fi or fantasy, you're going to have a great experience playing this game. The amount of interactive things you can do in the game is awesome. You're always having something you can interact with. The amount of gameplay types that you get to experience from every location. Every time you split from one fiction to the other, there's always some new mechanic that's being introduced in that area, whether it's dragons or bugs you're riding or whatever. From a gameplay perspective, their games always feel like a celebration of all of video games, because you can tell they've played all the games we've played growing up, and they're just kind of like paying homage to all those ideas in a really, really clever way. The story also to Split Fiction, I thought, was more interesting than It Takes Two. As I said, that they're improving in what they do here, and the characters were more compelling and performed much better than It Takes Two. So just everything has gotten better with Hazelight. It is a bite-sized game. I think it's like a 10 or 12 hour game or something like that. Me and Chevy played together. I think we reviewed it. Didn't we? Was that a game of the month?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I believe it was.
But it was a great time. I had a blast playing with Chevy. I would replay this again as the other character with somebody else if somebody ever wanted to play Split Fiction. But yeah, a lot of games out there I really enjoyed playing this year, but Split Fiction as an experience is definitely one of the more memorable ones. And I do, even though it's a rough year for it, regret that it didn't get much attention at the Game Awards. But its competition was pretty fierce, so oh well. But yeah, Split Fiction, definitely one of my favorite games of 2025. You guys got anything to say on Split Fiction? Anybody play it?
No, I really want to. I'd be really down to play. Yeah, I loved It Takes Two.
Yeah.
And heard nothing but good things about Split Fiction.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Josh, did you play it?
Yeah. No, I'm currently, in fact, it's going to be the next on the list. I'm currently going through It Takes Two with my daughter Valentine right now.
Okay, that's cool.
Surprisingly enough, she can handle it. There's some hard parts, but I mean, that's just from understanding about moving in a 3D space and stuff like that.
Sure.
Right.
I feel like that's a good game, though, to kind of warm up on ideas like that, because you get a good buffet of different game types.
So. Yeah, and different mechanics and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're slowly working through it. It's been a blast. I can only imagine that Split Fiction, like you said, if it's better, than anyway, then I mean, there's nothing that I just won't like about it, because I love it. It Takes Two. It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they know what co-op is and they know how to do it. So, if that's only ratcheted up, then I really can't complain.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are all good, we can jump into Chevy's pick.
Okay. The reason I didn't have a whole lot to say is because my first runner-up is also Split Fiction.
That's why I handed it off to you, because I kind of assumed.
Yeah. It was probably one of the most memorable gaming experiences I had this year. It was a lot of fun. From beginning to end, I just had a blast with it. The improvements are definitely, there on everything that I probably complained about in the prior title specifically, which was the character interactions that happened. Felt so like fake I forgot the name of it now.
It Takes Two.
Yeah, It Takes Two.
I think they were just kind of inconsistent. Some things sound sincere, and then sometimes they kind of felt flat. And it's like, I blame the director on that.
Sure, I'm not necessarily trying to point blame at people in any regard. Just the end result was two characters that didn't really seem like they were talking to each other a lot of times. Um, versus in this game, I really felt like the characters were constantly having conversations with each other, and it felt more like, um, I guess, real in that regard. I also think the concept of it is just a lot of fun. The idea of going, basically into two people's, you know, um, creative spaces, I'll just say, and bouncing back and forth between those two ideas seamlessly for a lot of like gameplay mechanics and scenes is a lot of fun. And then, like Seth said, these guys just make co-op games. Like they've been doing it, you know, back to back at this point. They keep getting better at it, and it's just a fun time. And then they're really good about adding in all these little fun like little Easter eggs to find and mini games to play that have no bearing on the story itself, but are just like activities to do to just like push the idea of playing a co-op game. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously agree with that. So, I would ask you guys what you think of that, but Chevy picked the same thing as me, so he's just kind of
He did say
extending.
it.
Yeah. So,
Well, no,
well,
I mean, I did have one thing to say. I think there's a lot to say about that game because it really marries. There's always been like a weird line in between, sci-fi nerds and fantasy geeks,
Yep.
and it's kind of neat to see something tackle both of those things at the same time. That's not Star Wars. Because
While
that's pretty much-
commenting on it too.
yeah.
So I really think that's really neat, putting those two things together. So
Well, it's cool too because like me and Chevy have always preferred different things when it comes to stuff. Like growing up, like he's more into fantasy. He obviously likes sci-fi as well, and I like fantasy as well. But I prefer sci-fi. Chevy prefers fantasy. So it's kind of cool in that context to play a game where they're trying to explore both genres in a really satisfying way, and then also blend them in really clever ways that I won't talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And ironically, Seth played the sci-fi lover, and I played the fantasy lover.
which I didn't even know she was. Like, rather than being, you just pick a character and then ended up working out like that. So,
Yeah.
all right. Unless anybody else has anything else to say on Split Fiction, we'll jump into Cody's first pick for his runner-up.
All right. I'm going to kind of champion for games that came out early in the year. It kind of feels like a while ago, but Doom: The Dark Ages.
Okay.
It came out in May.
Is it middle of the year? Yeah.
I forgot it came
Yeah.
out this year.
Yeah. Really fun. Kind of like the same, id Software formula, but with some, special stuff in there, new weapons. Just the kind of I almost want to say like fresh take on it, but it was just kind of a little bit more fast paced. The weapons were unique. I mean, early on in the game, you get like a giant Doom guy mech that you end up fighting these giant demons with, and kind of just like sets the tone for like the rest of the game. Super fun. The one gripe I do have with it was the music. It didn't hit as hard as as the last two games.
Was it done by a different person? Do you know?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
That sucks. Because
yeah.
the other guy, I forgot his name. His name always comes up when I talk about music. But
Right. and I forgot
his
the-
soundtrack for those last two Doom games, like they fucking
sick.
rip.
Yeah, they're sick. And
Yeah.
this one, you can tell that they were going in that same direction, but it just didn't hit
Yeah.
as good. I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity just with the aesthetic and everything.
Well, one guy had like the idea, somebody else is trying to follow that idea, so it's not going to come out as good.
Right, exactly. But yeah, super fun game. Pretty. I didn't beat it. I'm pretty close, but it was. I think it's only like a 17-hour game, so it's pretty quick. But
Okay.
It's replayability with those types of games. I mean, I'm just a glutton for punishment when it comes to like time stuff, like how fast you can get through it. But yeah, it was super fun.
You
really
played
enjoyed
the
it.
two Dooms before that, right?
Yeah.
Where does this one stack up with those ones? Because I haven't played this one. I barely played the second one, and the first one I really liked.
The first one was sick. Eternal was okay. I would put this one. I would put Doom, the first remake Doom, and then Dark Ages, and then Eternal.
Okay.
feel
Yeah,
like
Doom
Eternal
Eternal
was
just
a
felt
little-
tonally off. Like the music was great,
Right.
but like gameplay wise, I was like, this isn't what the first one was doing. And then I heard a bunch of people complain that they liked Doom Eternal's gameplay, but then Dark Ages is nothing like it. so they're upset by that. I'm like, that's kind of interesting that they're hopping around different play styles.
It's a little bit toned down from Eternal. Eternal was just like
Hyper.
batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Hyper insane, jumping around everywhere. And this one still has like a little bit of that, but you can tell it's definitely toned down a little bit, which is, kind of a nice sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there was an interview with the creator saying, like, before it released, is saying like Eternal was like a race car. This is more like a monster truck.
Oh, okay, that's
And
interesting.
I can kind of feel that because
Yeah.
I thought Eternal was almost just too frenetic. Like it was like, and you're talking to a guy who played fucking Echo Point Nova, which is a deep cut, but like,
Where you can do
like
full
Echo Point
backflips in the
Nova
air.
is fucking insane. And I thought that Doom Eternal was just, you almost had to think too much to be able to enjoy the gameplay. And I mean that like, oh, now I got to use my flamethrower to get ammo, and I got to use this to get armor, and then I got to use this to get health. It's like, while also flipping in between your weapons because it never gave you enough ammo for one weapon. So you couldn't really
Yeah.
vibe, in my opinion, with any weapon that you really liked. And in Dark Ages, I only played a little bit of it, but it is more of like, you actually can have a weapon. You actually can have
With a shield.
yeah, and it's like it's slowed down enough to be able to understand what's going on instead of just the fast pace, like shoot, forget, shoot, forget, shoot, forget. Oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, but I can't really concentrate. It's just, I thought that Eternal was just too much, way too much. It rips, as Seth would say, but it's too much.
I got that from Cody. But I would say it.
We can all use it. Rip is universal.
Yeah. Belongs to everybody.
Yeah, it belongs to the people's rip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to try it out. I've heard good things about it, but I heard like it popped up and some people talked about it, and then I just didn't hear anything about it anymore. So kind of like
It's a little silly because it's definitely like the one thing to it is like the story. Like there is kind of like more of a story to this one, I feel like, than the last two, even though the last two did have sort of like a story kind of going, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the same Doom story. But this one's a little bit more, I don't know, it to me it just seems kind of, I like that. It almost reminds me of like Evil Dead. Or
Okay.
not Evil Dead, Army of Darkness in a way.
I haven't
You know what I
followed
mean?
the newest Doom, or any of the Dooms really. I know basically what the story is, but I've never followed in detail what the story really entails. But something has happened in this trilogy where I guess Doom Guy is like the strongest thing that's ever existed, because
Right.
every time I see online, people are like, who would win in this fight or that fight? And people are like, Kratos versus Doom Guy. And I'm going through the comments here, it's like Doom Guy. And I'm like, what? Is Doom Guy that powerful? Like, I get you shoot shit, but then
Against a literal
Kratos?
god, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
And like one time I was like, no way, dude, Kratos is winning. People are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Doom Guy would win. I'm like, what happened in the lore where Doom Guy's this powerful that people are like laughing at me for saying Kratos would win? I apparently I just haven't followed the story enough.
I think it might be like a Batman with prep kind of a fucking situation.
I thought he was just a
like,
fucking strong dude with guns.
I mean, it pretty much is like Master Chief. It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
he's just there, and then they just fucking, they're like, here you go, here's your shield. And
Oh,
you just
but
go
he's
and you
still just
fuck
a
him
dude
up.
that.
And I would
Yeah,
still
pretty much, yeah.
bet Kratos over fucking Master Chief, and Master Chief's badass for sure. Although I'm
well, like
biased.
he's like part. I mean, he's like been asleep and imbued with powers of hell, and like, dude, people are gonna bitch at me for not knowing Doom Guy lore, but like,
Oh, they're already
supposedly he
pissed
has
at me.
all he has all these, power, imbuements and whatever. I don't get it myself because every time I see like it's like that Shaggy shit from a few years ago, like who's gonna win in a fight? And it's like it's Shaggy, and it's like whatever, dude. So
I barely remember that.
Fucking eats a sandwich, just fucking knocks your ass out.
It's that Shaggy shit, dude. That's gonna really piss people off if you're equating Doom Guy and Shaggy.
Guy versus Shaggy, dude, who would win?
But I am, and we're not here to discuss this, but it's fine. I'm fucking so biased though that I kind of get it. Like if you're a big fan of Doom, you're probably like, yeah, Doom Guy will win. But like for me, when people are like, who would win, this guy or Solid Snake? I'm like, Solid Snake. And they're like, he's just a human. I'm like, have you seen him take down helicopters? He finds a way every single time. Like that guy's Batman. Like he obviously he's limited by his like humanity of being just a person, but his skill set met with fucking being able to jump off a missile flying at him. and do a bunch of crazy shit and survive microwaves and stuff. You can't kill this guy. The only thing that kills him is him. So, yeah, I get it. I get why people say shit that they say. But yeah, Doom, that's a good pick. I got to play it still. I can't really say much on it, but I think we said plenty when it came to Doom guy lore. So, you got anything else to say on it?
No, other than it's fun. It's definitely worth the play. I mean, it's on Game Pass, and
Well,
if you
fuck,
got
I should
Game
try it
Pass,
there
it's on
then.
Boom, get it, play it.
Yeah, boom, get it, play it. I still got to play Routine. I got like people on TikTok asking me all the time, like, have you played Routine? Have you played Routine? I've literally downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but it's on Game Pass. But I'll have to do Doom as well. All right, let's jump into second runner-ups. These are our almost, possibly, unless you guys disagree, almost Game of the Years. But let's start with Chevy this time. What's your second runner-up for Game of the Year?
I'm going to go with Ghost of Yote. I'm a big fan of the first game. This game is more of the same. It's just obviously a different perspective and different story in general. But I do like some of the changes they made, especially with like the combat system. Probably one of my biggest complaints of Ghosts of Tsushima was I didn't really care about the stance system that much, and I do think switching weapons feels better, which is how it is handled in this game now. World is very gorgeous as expected of these guys. I still find myself not getting anything done because I'm just wandering around everywhere in this game.
Especially because progression is tied to exploration in this game. So if you want to get stronger, you have to go explore shit.
And they're also really good about doing a lot of different like side missions and stuff like that are also have like full dialogue and all that stuff too. So like you're just on, you're really just kind of exploring the whole area while also like basically in a weird way being kind of like a Robin Hood, type character. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I mean, if you played Ghost of Tsushima, you're gonna know what to expect. But that formula really worked for me. I'm not tired of it, and I enjoy pretty much everything about it. If I had one complaint, I do think it is a little slow. The story in some of the areas drags on a little bit, but I'm having fun, so it doesn't really matter too much. So.
Yeah, if you want our full thoughts on it, we did do a review, so not that long ago, if you want to check that out. But a little revealing, again, I guess, but this one was also in the running for runner-ups for me, so it's a runner-up to runner-ups. So I get it. It's a super solid game. I think its weakest element for me as somebody who beat it was the story's like fine. It's like serviceable with a couple weaknesses. Nothing horrendous. It's not bad. It's just like, didn't really stand out to me. It wasn't like, oh my God, that was such a good story. But gameplay wise, it's fucking awesome. Graphics are great. The visual style's amazing. The different weapons and variety, the amount of stuff to unlock, the cosmetics, all sorts of stuff. This game's got so much shit to it that you can just keep playing it. Also, the addition from the Kurosawa mode, which was awesome in the first game, now having the Mike mode with more blood, which is how I started the game and played throughout. I never turned it off just because I loved seeing all the blood flying out of people while I was fighting. And then the, what's his name? Watanabe or whatever the fuck mode that has the lo-fi music. I played that for a little bit, but I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But still really neat that they even did that. I really hope in the next game they make, they'll have even more directors out of Japan, styles like that. And if they need some recommendations, I can give you some. I'm sure they got it covered. But I got some ideas. Do a Yuhei Kitamura mode. But yeah, the game's fucking awesome. Definitely one of the better games I played this year, one of the standouts. But yeah, if the story was just a little better, I think it would have snuck up onto my runner-ups, but I completely understand why it's on yours. And I can't wait for the fucking multiplayer.
Right, I was gonna ask. When's that coming out?
This year, I'm assuming, but they did confirm before the game came out they're working on it. So yeah, that shit's gonna be good.
The first one, so
especially with all like the changes that they made with like movement and
they're gonna have to balance some shit though.
Yeah, big time.
Because I was constantly picking up weapons and throwing them at people. And if everyone in multiplayer is just doing that, like they're gonna have to like cut back on the amount of things on the map to throw or something.
Yeah, it'll be like a class like thrower or something.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody can do it. Yeah, because you're right. Anytime I saw a weapon, I'm like, I'm gonna go grab that.
I would literally be
Because
in the
there's-
middle of a fight. I'd see the glint across the map, and I just run over there and just
Yeah.
throw it into
'cause it's just like
somebody.
it's a free kill.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
was just like, yeah, fuck it.
And it's fun too.
Um,
Like I enjoyed the mechanic, but I'm like, this is like becoming all reliable for me.
It's like a beat 'em up.
This was an honorable mention for me as well. Or not an honorable mention.
Sure.
Not a runner-up.
Yeah.
And it is definitely quintessentially like a sequel. You know, like
Yeah.
it just does everything the first game does better. Only thing is the story. I like the first one's story better.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was.
It just feels
the
bigger
theme
and
of it
epic.
was- yeah, it just felt more about the island and less about you. You know,
Yeah.
like which is cool. I do like that.
That's a really good point.
I do like that they brought about. I do like that they brought about like the ghost again, but it's different. You know, it wasn't just like the same old song and dance.
Right.
Like
Yeah, people
Like,
are people
everybody-
still are complaining about that, but I fucking love that. I love the idea of getting another game where it's the ghost of another territory that we get to explore with a different story. Like that sounds awesome to me. A completely different character, but then also if they want to, they can go and do Ghost of Tsushima 2 still.
Yeah.
Like because
Yeah.
this is Ghost of Yotei. It's part of the series of the Ghost games, but they can make sequels to these games if they really wanted to revisit characters. So it's not like fucking over. So anyway, sorry.
yeah, and it's neat because of course in the second one, it's 700 years after, so
Yeah.
it's not like Jin lived that long.
Exactly.
But
Hopefully not.
yeah, but it is neat that like you're literally playing a game where you're making your own legends instead of being in other games where you just hear about these legends and then you kind of deal with them, or you may like run into them or something like that. But this is actually you being that legend, and it was cool to see that even though she was like the or it's Onryo, but even though that she was like the ghost, it was also different in the fact that like everybody was scared of Jin, and then like the whole thing that happened in Act 3 with Jin was like felt island wide, and in this game it seems more, you are like Robin Hood,
Yeah, you're the local legend.
yeah, you're fucking with this tyrant and pretty much helping out the poor. And I like the vibe of that, I think, better, just more on a local scale. But I think that Jin's story was a lot better in, the massive scale.
Yeah.
So, and like go down in history. Like she's in like local fables. He's in history books,
Yeah,
if
that's
that makes
interesting.
sense. So no, I good pick because Ghost of Yotei was was one of the top for me. Just my second runner or my first runner up squeezed it out just a little bit though. So
Yeah.
good pick.
And we got anything else?
No.
All right. So you're the one who's done one, right? Second runner up. All right. Let's go with Cody. What's your second runner up?
Okay, I'm gonna go with another one that came out earlier this year, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
I mean, it's a huge game. I mean, what can I say? I kind of fell out of it a little bit, but I know that they've released a bunch of content before then, but I cracked out on it when it first came out. I think we kind of all did.
Yeah, so much so that I forgot how much I played it when it first came out because I haven't touched it
Right.
really since it came out. But it was on my, I think it was my third most played game on Steam or something
The recap.
for the year, and I was like, what? But I guess I just played the fuck out of it when it came out. I beat all the content and
Right.
stuff, but then I just
Yeah.
fell off of it.
Same. I got to basically towards the end of what they had at the
Yeah.
first month or so when it came out. Like I said, I still need to go back and play it. But I
Same.
mean, I was just playing with all you guys and having the whole I don't remember what they call it, but like the clan and having everybody in there. And the one thing is like that the one drawback was just kind of like how jumbled and kind of clunky the multiplayer stuff was.
Yeah.
You couldn't really see anybody. I mean, when I played with just like random people, you would see people all the time. But then whenever we would be in a group, I'd barely see people until we would actually go off on a mission. And so it was just kind of weird. I'm kind of curious to see if they fix any of that. But
I hope they have, but I guess the game still doesn't run great. So
Well, they had added a multiplayer hub
Okay.
to hang out in, and that helped alleviate that a lot.
okay, I forgot they
Okay,
did
okay.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's what it needed. So
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
And there's a lot of shit in it too to like
Yeah.
do and hang
That's
out,
cool.
stuff like that.
Yeah, because that felt kind of weird, not having a hub. Like, I get they want to move forward and make it a little more like immersive, like you're in like a live area, but like
It was very quick.
Just,
Very
like,
quick.
put the hub back in. But they did.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it felt like when the hub came out that maybe it was intended to come out with the game, and it wasn't ready. Is what it feels like. So.
Right. Seems like they kind of rushed it out, but it was still fun. I mean, it was just like using the I'm forgetting what your
Your
the thing
chicken.
you ride. Yeah, the chocobo that you end
I
up
can't remember
riding.
his name either. A circuit, I think.
Yeah,
Secret.
yeah. Secret, yeah.
So,
That was like, I mean, just getting, it's almost like that, part of the fun of the game was like going off and collecting things, just how quickly you can grab things on that. Just made everything, it made it so much, it was like Monster Hunter Wilds and Rise, like on crack with like how you like could get items and stuff like that. You can just like grab them off the secret and just, it was just like super fun. So it just made the whole game just super streamlined. Like you just can
Super
just go
streamlined.
out and you can hunt like, 20 monsters in like 30 minutes, just so much quicker. But the some of the monsters, like the newer monsters that they came out with, were just like badass. I mean, the game was like pretty hard early on. Some of the monsters that you fight.
yeah, the open world nature of it feels very similar to, or at least like they were toying around with that idea at the. I don't know if any of you played Monster Hunter World's current end game, but it is literally just a map with all biomes, and they just keep spawning, and you just keep running around
Okay.
fighting monsters endlessly. So, so playing Wilds, it kind of felt like that, but they took that idea and made a game out of it instead. So,
Right.
I was listening to
Yeah.
Chevy, but Josh looked like he was crying out in the fog because he like did this and like his camera started making him disappear while he's just out there. It's ridiculous looking. Everybody saw it. It's fine.
And you just came up with.
Yeah, I liked Monster Hunter Wilds. It was obvious. It was on my Steam recap and stuff like that of my most played games. I do think its end game is really weak. I hate those artisan weapons. Like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
I
those
think
either.
I just think they were fucking basic, bitch.
And they weren't
Like-
unique enough.
Yeah,
kinda,
they
like,
just-
look way too similar.
Yeah.
it's just really reminiscent of the same problem World had before,
Right.
its expansion came out. So.
which was like deco farming and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it just got so much better with the expansion. It was crazy. So
100%.
It's just weird that it's like a singular weapon though, being the end all be all.
kind of was in World as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there
Plus
were
the designs are
pieces of
stupid
World-
looking.
I felt like I had like switch axes because switch axe was my main. I had switch axes for everything in World. It was like, oh, we're facing off against a basil juice, then I'm gonna go grab this guy. And I didn't really feel like I needed to do that in Wilds a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
I do feel like the combat is a lot better. I like how some weapons can deflect. I do like the shield. What the hell is that called? The shield clash, where you're like pushing them back, and I think like it's dynamic enough that it changed it up enough to make it feel fresh. It wasn't just the same old Monster Hunter combat. It ran. Unreal Engine 5, I think you guys need to go back to the drawing board of that shit, because like a lot of Unreal 5 games just do not run well.
Arc Raiders sounds great.
Well, yeah. And I think maybe they have the special sauce fucking somewhere, and
Oh,
some
Embark's
places
got
do.
it.
Swedish
But
sauce.
I also think that a lot of places don't, and anything that really runs on Unreal Engine 5 has a chance to just run like complete dog water. I
I just
also
feel like there
thought
might
the
be
story
something
was-
wrong with Unreal Engine 5, and people who are having those issues are not putting enough work into their own game and being lazy with the engine to maybe just have those reoccurring issues that other people are having.
Well, and that's what I think the developer of Unreal, the head developer of Unreal Engine 5 said that was like, you guys aren't dealing with these issues while you're developing, and that's why you're having these problems. And I'm like, but it's the same issue. Like you get weird like pausing and stuff like that. I was like, is that, are you sure it's their problem? But anyway, I digress. I thought the storyline was one of the reasons it wasn't in my top 3 was because of like, I thought the storyline was kind of just blah. Yeah, I know, but I like, I'm not saying it has to be anything crazy, but like trying to make us like force us to like this little kid, I just never.
Yeah.
I just never liked it at all. I mean, I really did like when the flagship is eating the shit out of that one thing, and all of a sudden he's like, he's just like me. I'm like, how? Like, what are you talking about? And then
yeah, your wit's end when he said that.
So like I didn't like that kid at all. I didn't really like the story at all. Serviceable, of course, because it is just about fighting monsters.
I was just skipping shit, dude. I just want to fight the monsters.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think through the storyline, I literally just skipped I think that was like that came up a couple times because we would like be playing, and I'm just like, you guys or one of you guys were like sitting through the cutscenes, and I'm just sitting there just fucking just getting through all of it. And I'm like, I'm already in it. They're like, you're already in it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about this kid.
Monsters up.
In fact, I remember that because it was you, Sarah, and I were playing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like, damn, Cody, you're already done. And then you literally said, these people have nothing that I want to. That have nothing to say that I want to hear.
Pretty much.
And I was like, yeah, that's fair, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I'm excited when they finally announced the expansion, which should be this year.
Yeah, the final update comes out this year, which I plan on revisiting the game at that point because they have added a lot of stuff. But I would like them to have the opportunity to make the game run better. So,
and I don't understand if they conversed with FromSoft on their multiplayer or what. But can we just get a fucking multiplayer that works? Like, I understand that Night Rain works, but most Dark Souls games it's a pain in the ass. And in this game, it's a pain in the ass. Or it used to be. Again, I checked out the hub a little bit, but I didn't play with anyone. But these problems just didn't let it be in my top 3 for the year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, again, this game came back in February too, so it's just like, it's so much, so much time has passed too. So
for sure,
I legit forgot it came out this year. And I liked the game, and I forgot. Like, so it didn't have the same impression of some games for me this year.
It's on my honorable mentions. So
yeah,
nice.
And yeah, I thought it was a really fun game, but similarly, I thought the end game was uninspired. I'll just say. But that same thing happened with World, and I didn't play that again until the expansion came out, and then I cracked out because they just got the formula right. So I'm hoping that same magic kind of happens. I do want to play it at its like final version before they do that announcement, though, because I want to be able to compare that if I can get the chance. Plus, actually do the monsters. I missed out on a lot of the hard vanilla fights in World because I took too long of a break. So I'd like to not do that this time.
Same.
But yeah, I honestly my biggest gripe, and performance is obviously something they need to fix and whatnot. But my biggest gripe is I think they made the game too streamlined.
Agreed.
You never stop. You just go.
Yeah.
So the planning part Josh talked about, where you like, I have a weapon for this, I have a weapon for this, and you can technically do that, but I never felt incentivized to do it because A, it's just throwing you into the next mission, and B, the fights aren't hard. At least they weren't.
They were not. I was like not challenged ever.
Crazy how easy the game was.
Yeah.
And I'm not a difficulty guy. Like, I could care less if something's like super hard or not.
Yeah, but you don't want to go through a fight in like fucking 9 minutes.
Well, yeah, you didn't have time to savor the fights.
Yeah.
Right? There's only a couple fights that I enjoyed, and there's one I really did not enjoy. I can't remember any of their names, but it's basically there's that really dark black wyvern in the really dark black cave, and there's no outline to him, so you can't hardly see the guy.
Starts with the G.
Yeah, Gormagala or something like
Yeah,
that.
Gormagate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little
Mhm.
bitch too.
Yeah, and that it was just like bad design in my
No
opinion.
bitch.
You can see shit. You're just trying to fight. You're just swinging. You
Mhm.
just half the time you're just like hitting rock.
It's just black on black. It's hard. Like,
I agree.
Yeah, the only problem, the only fight I had, that was one of the only fights I really had issues with was the tempered Gore Magala.
That was hard. Yeah.
Him, and then they added the first monster they added, Kitsune, I think his name is.
oh,
No, that's
the one from Rise.
Mitsune.
Oh
I
yeah.
was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, like the tempered version of that. I was like all of a sudden I just got like one shot at it. I was like, yup, and
Yeah,
like
that
I
was
didn't.
a tail lap. Yeah.
The
I
game
didn't
needed
wanna-
that.
Yeah, yeah, but I was like, I don't want to like min max my armor to be able to survive this. Like, I just
see-
don't want to fucking deal with this.
You fight a gorilla that throws dookie at you. That's just intense. Can't remember what that one's called. It's like Kong something or
I'm terrible with names, and people who
Bengala.
Yeah,
will be
you guys are
typing it out. I'm
dickhead.
sure.
They
Yeah,
did. I will say they did reuse a lot of rigging. Like, I swear,
Yeah,
there's
that's pretty
like
normal.
I know, and it's pretty normal for Monster Hunter, but like, it just seems like every time I turn around, there's a gorilla. Every time I turn around, there's a fucking. I mean, the cockatrice is one that wasn't used a whole lot, but that's just a Barrett with the fucking chicken head on it.
Yeah.
But I thought the flagship was really fucking good. I forgot his
yeah.
name already, but
I forgot his name too, but I thought he was fucking dope.
Is that the
And
one
then-
with the tentacle kind of things?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool, and then that Ixion looking,
The lightning one is dope.
yeah,
I've forgotten the name, but I love that one.
Ma Dao or something like that, or yeah, like I thought that fight was really fucking cool, and especially when you're in his like hellhole in that crater.
Yeah.
He's just it's just lightning's hitting everywhere, and I'm like, damn, this is fucking cool.
Yeah. Though I think that's part of the performance problems is their weather system. So
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you start getting that weird tearing that would happen too. It's like it's like half the battle is like trying to fight that tearing, and I'm sure that's been fixed by now. But
hopefully.
but yeah, it's super fun. Like I said, it came out early in the year, so it's kind of obviously deserves another go around, and obviously, when the next when the expansion comes out, that's kind of their MO. I mean, it kind of seems like same thing kind of with Monster Hunter Worlds.
Or even with
And they
Rise.
get it right.
Rise was super easy, but the
Yeah, right,
expansion
yep.
was actually hard. So
Yeah, so yeah, super fun.
Yeah, I mean, good pick, and definitely stirred up a whole conversation. So, definitely had an impact on all of us. Anything else you guys want to say on Monster Hunter Wilds? All right, I'll go next on my second runner-up, and this probably, for anybody who pays attention to my tastes in games, will reveal my game of the year, but I won't say it. My second runner-up is Death Stranding 2, which, if you don't know, I'm a huge Kojima fanboy, so of course it's going to make my list. Death Stranding 2 is fantastic, phenomenal. It improved on Death Stranding in every way except for I do think there's elements of the first story that I preferred over Death Stranding 2's story, but Death Stranding 2's story around chapter 12 starts getting the momentum that I needed from the rest of the game, but it does, in typical Kojima fashion, wrap up in a way that's satisfying to me. So, but yeah, Death Stranding 2 is probably still, in my opinion, the best looking video game that has been created so far that's out. A lot of people will say certain games. I still think if you compare the character models in Death Stranding 2 to any character model I've ever seen, nothing looks that good. It's fucking crazy. And then people are like, oh, the world doesn't have trees. I'm like, but the textures, the graphics of that world are fucking insane. So not necessarily the major point on why it's up there for me, but it is a factor that the game is just super impressive visually. The game improves on everything that Death Stranding 1 did when it comes to gameplay. Combat feels better. The world exploration feels better. It is kind of weird you drive more in this than you did in the first game. I think that probably was to correct people complaining about having to walk so much. I liked that. there, every single step in Death Stranding you had to be a part of. It's not just like you press forward and walk. You have to press which buttons to balance, stuff like that. And so it felt like by the time you finished that game, it was your journey that you went through. You had a hand in every single step of that game, and you still have that in Death Stranding 2, but you have more of a hand in how you drove across the terrain. But it's fine. You could choose not to drive if you didn't want to. But yeah, the formula is better. The story is really good once you get to a certain point. There are a couple of things that I wasn't as satisfied with. The way that they were introduced, I was like, oh, this is cool. But then when it's revealed what those things are, it's like, man, you could have something cooler with that maybe. But and then some things were pretty predictable, and I don't hold that against it. I don't think if you can predict something and make something bad. I just wish that the payoff was better. But there's some fantastic performances, not from Norman Reedus. He's fine. But Troy Baker fucking knocks out of the park in this game, especially towards the end.
Not present.
Huh?
I feel like he's super not present for most of the game.
He shows up a lot. Troy Baker?
Norman Reedus.
He's always fucking singing and shit.
Not Troy Baker, Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Oh, yeah.
You're playing as him, and he has nothing to say.
Well, there's all these parts where this was my problem with Death Stranding as well, but Death Stranding 2, it seems even worse, is that it's like I can just tell Kojima's excited that he has all these people in his game, and so he's like prioritizing them, and Norman Reedus is just the vessel to experience the people that Kojima's excited to show you in this game. So like he'll have all these scenes acted out with other people, and then Norman Reedus just comes in to see them doing whatever they're doing, and then he just says something and then walks off. And it's not satisfying as like your main character to just have like almost nothing to say about anything. So yeah, but I'm also not a huge fan of Norman Reedus in general in anything.
Right.
But I think he's fine in these games, so it's like not a big deal, and there's more going on than just him. But Troy Baker, fantastic. Somebody say something?
Oh, I was gonna say that's not true, dude. You love him in Boondock Saints.
And Boondock Saints and fucking Blade 2 and everything else that I've seen him in. Walking Dead. Where's my brother? That was first season. I know there's more to him than that. But yeah, Troy Baker's awesome. The finale's fucking crazy. I'm not gonna talk about it because we're not doing a review here. But you get to that finale and you feel like this is a proper fucking finale. This is something you worked for. I got to a point where I was like, all right, here's Kojima. Here's peak Kojima. Here, it's happening. Very cool. And yeah, the gameplay, like I said, is improved, especially in the combat. I really enjoyed, not just walking around and picking stuff up and planning how I'm going to get across certain things or build certain things, which is all fun. But even the amount of different ways to fight enemies was just more fun this time around. It wasn't a huge complaint of the first game from me, but a lot of people didn't like the lack of combat in the first game, and so in this game they definitely put effort into making combat more of a thing if you wanted it to be, and I enjoyed that. It always, even though there's so much slow-mo constantly in the game, like every time you fucking pull a weapon out slow-mo, you shoot someone slow-mo, although I do like the slow-mo when you shoot somebody. What else could I talk about? Music's good. It's not as good as the first game, but I love Low Roar, and it was like the emphasis of that game, and I wouldn't want them to just repeat that in this, especially because the singer died. That'd be kind of weird. But I don't think Woodkid, even though his soundtrack, his music is good, it doesn't invoke the same kind of desolate, eerie, alien world feeling that Low Roar really emphasized, this loneliness of wandering this place trying to connect people. And in this game, it's just like all these songs about fucking BB and just explaining what happened in the story through a song constantly over and over and over again. But there's a bunch of other songs too in the soundtrack that aren't just from Woodkid, that are all good and fit, and Kojima always picks the right part. You're driving down the most beautiful mountain you've ever seen in a video game ever, and this song will just turn on, even though the timing is weird. There's multiple times where like the song would start and I'd be at the building in like 30 seconds, and I'm like, I didn't even get a chance to really listen to that song. That sucks. So maybe we should have did it earlier. Yeah, though overall the game's phenomenal, fantastic. If you haven't played it, you should. And if you didn't play the first game because you're like walking simulator, play this and you'll probably enjoy it more because it has been crafted and balanced for people like me who enjoyed the first game, but also for people who complained about the first game. I think they really took them into consideration too, which I'm okay with. I think it's good because I would like more people to have played this series because I still see to this fucking day people playing the first game and going, "Whoa, I didn't realize this game was good." And it's like, well, all you had to do was play when it came out.
I mean, I think I'm just over halfway, but I was kind of just blown away that it took me so long to play it, and I'm just kind of was locked in.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened why I stopped playing, but I was just like, I want to finish that one before I go into the second one.
You definitely should.
Personally, the first one's I think is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think that year was my game of the year. So when that one came out, but this year's just it's fucking rough. Yeah. Overall, Death Stranding 2 in a different year would have definitely been my game of the year. It's awesome. It's Kojima. It's fantastic. So can't recommend it enough. You guys got anything you want to add to that?
No,
I mean,
we
it's
won't
an honorable mention for me as well.
Nice.
Didn't quite make my list just because I do think, with all the improvements and stuff like that, I do think a lot of the feeling of the journey part wasn't as strong because of the accessibility of transportation, whether that is one of your vehicles or like a tram or whatever, or just be able to fast travel and stuff like that is kind of detracts from what I think made especially taking in the scenery and living in moments in the first game was very special. And the only time I really got to experience that in this game, and I took a ton of screenshots when I did, was when I was in the mountain. So I did spend a lot of time on foot up there because driving in snow sucks. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, other than that, I agree. Everything about it, like combat wise, is much improved. There's a lot of tools in the game. It's really easy to just kind of like play the game. It's also a nightmare if you're a completionist because there's just a lot of stuff to collect.
Yeah, the month we were playing it, I think was another game of the month or something. But I had to stop trying to 100% every single location because I was like, I'm never going to beat this game if I keep doing this. So it is definitely a game that you can just sit there and lose time on.
It's like feeling the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of actually like the few gripes I have with that game is it's like because like you want to get everything up to 5 stars.
Yep. Well, because it's progression, you unlock shit.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that matters is up to 4 because the 5th one is always just like a fucking sticker or something like that. But like, I had a problem because I was like, where the fuck nobody has deliveries to this place. So then you're just wandering around looking for packages on the ground. And by the way, the fucking package claw with the truck, fucking
OP.
game changer.
Shit's next level, dude. That shit rips.
I'm like, I'm gonna grab that shit right now, and like, I don't have to get out. I don't have to do anything like that. I'm like, it's nice.
If you had 2 of them on there, it was just like all of a sudden I had too much to do. So
See, I never did that. I should have tried that. I liked having a gun on mine.
I did that
too.
especially BTs.
But my biggest problem is the BTs didn't feel like much of a threat in this game though. Like,
I drove around them every single time. I'd like hit some rain and the music get a little creepy, and I would just instantly take a left and just drive around the fucking circle every single time. I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with these guys.
I was always in the truck, and so I just like would turn it towards them, and then just watch them die. And I was like, "Yeah, they're too many tools. Too many
getting
tools."
those likes, baby. Well, that and it started you with the fucking knife, which was nice. So
Yeah.
That first game, not having the knife is like these things are fucking dangerous as fuck. But in this game, like right off the bat, right off the rip, you get a gun. You get a fucking, you get grenades, and you have your knife. So it's like you can just deal with these things.
Yeah.
They're more of a nuisance really than anything.
It's a mixed bag because, like, obviously it's a continuation story, and you would hope that he has these skills now. So It's a fine balancing act.
Did you guys kill anybody? Like legit kill anybody?
One on accident.
One.
Yeah, I was to say I killed one on accident.
They went
And,
fucking insane on me
Crater in my
over it.
map now.
Oh yeah. Oh, you let them void out, huh?
I didn't let them. It happened.
Oh. I was gonna say, man, it was.
I came back and there was a massive crater. I was like, oh, I didn't realize this could happen.
Wait, I don't think I killed somebody then because I never got a void out.
Well, no, because it happened to me because I got a melee weapon. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait to use this, and I used it, and then Doll Man was like, bro, you just killed that fucking guy. He's like, you need to deal with him like now, and I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't realize this thing was lethal, and then I realized when you highlight a weapon, it fucking has a skull or has a, not a skull, but I wanted to use the weapon because it was dope. Anyway, yeah, I just had to take him to because in the first game there's the crematoriums that you can take him to. In this game, you just take him to one of the distribution centers and they just handle him. But yeah, I was like when that happened, I was like, oh shit! I just threw him in the truck and I just drove back to the distribution center.
Yeah, you would hope they would have that a little more plentiful than just like one crematorium up in the mountains because like
Right.
that's such a big deal if somebody dies that you want to get rid of that shit quick. But yeah, I maybe I killed him and I cremated him. I don't remember, but I just remember I was backing out of one of those goddamn underground hovels and fucking just backing out, and I went and just hit a dude and ran over him. And as soon as one tire hit that guy, before I even realized what was happening, I thought he just hit a wall or something. Somebody's like, "Sam, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you just killed that guy." And I'm just like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And I look over, and there's like his little buddy who's walking with the walking stick, and he's just next to the car freaking the fuck out. I'm like, "Oh shit!" So yeah, you got to be careful because they're just like they'll just walk down that ramp while you're driving up it. I was backing out for some reason. I don't know why, but they were pissed instantly, going nuts. I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah, for me it wasn't like an NPC. It was as me. I died, but then one of the BTs latched onto my body and it just went boom. And then when I came back, there was a massive crater. I was like, oh, that's crazy. My map changed. So
Well, don't gotta worry about that fucking BT area anymore.
no, but I
True.
missed out on the EXP for fighting him though. So that kind of sucked. Or
Yeah, it's
EXP, I
lame.
guess the currency, right? But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video online that said that if you die, you leave a crater if it blows up or whatever. Or yeah, so that's interesting because I never experienced that. So
I did once, and I can't remember. I died for some stupid reason because I don't know. I got stuck on the environment or something like that. I can't remember, but
that's me in Night Rain every run.
fair.
I'm like, oh shit, the camera went out my
Trying to
ass, and I'm
kill
in a
you.
corner, and the boss is just beating my ass in here.
Yeah.
As soon as you put one foot in a corner, the boss walks up and just gets big and starts decking you, and it's just like, I can't get out of here.
Stomp on you.
Guess this is it. Smart, dude. If I was that boss, I'd do the same fucking shit. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Night Rain, unless somebody wants to for the runner-up. But yeah, Death Stranding 2, second runner-up, almost my game of the year. Anything else you guys want to say on it? All right, let's jump over to Josh's. I think it's Josh left, right? Josh's second or first runner-up, or however the hell you're doing it.
Okay, so full disclosure, my first runner-up is KCD 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm on the last mission, but nothing is going to change my mind about this game being my second runner-up. I'm very impressed at what they did, because KCD felt like an indie game. It was the animations were janky, the fucking visuals were janky. It was Euro jank incarnate. And
It was janky and indie feeling, but also really impressive for a janky indie feeling game.
yeah, that's the thing. It's just like AAA Euro jank.
Yeah.
And
Because certain things didn't work right, but then other things I'm like, this is gorgeous looking. Like, these guys made this? This is crazy. But yeah.
you're like looking over the hills and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
That looks really fucking cool. And this game is no different. And even for AAA standards, this game is awesome. The storyline is really good. Of course, you're Henry again. I mean, the game starts literally 20 minutes after the fucking first game. So it's like a sequel. It's just a continuation of his story. And it's emotional, it's funny. This game has made me laugh out loud more times than I think any game ever has. And that's just because it's fucking ridiculous. And I love how much more of this is gonna sound weird, how much more of a man Henry is in this.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, because in the first game he's like a scared kid, pretty much. Like
He's like a small town simpleton.
yeah, he just doesn't like, why would this happen to me? Kind of thing. And then the second time he just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like
Yeah.
he's just ready to rumble. He's ready to fucking help out. He's ready to do this or that. There's a really funny line where I bought a map off some guy, like a treasure map. And when I went there, there was like a camp of bandits, and I killed them, and they had the exact same map on them. Well, the guy, when I bought the map, was like, "Hey, I just found this in the wall in this fucking," this is like a construction site. But then this bandit had the same map, and when I picked it up, Henry was like, "This is the same map." He goes, "What the fuck is that guy's trying to pull?" He goes, "I need to go talk to his ass." And I was like, damn. I was like, it was very like, it was still trying to be like old timey, but you could tell they've added.
I just wish he
modern,
said
like,
that verbatim. You go talk to his ass.
Yeah, it was just, it was like, there's like modern bits to it. And there's a couple, like KCD1 has a very famous like mission where you're hammered with a priest, and like those kind of missions come back.
Oh, you get buck wild with that one guy in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the mini games are cool. Like the dice is still kind of fun, and I don't enjoy it, but it's still out of like all of gaming, and I'm even gonna say like Blitzball, Gwent, stuff like that. I still enjoy playing dice and stuff more than I enjoyed playing those games.
Fucking hope so. Blitzball's awful.
No, it is. It's a pile of fucking trash.
Fuck
And,
Waterball.
I think the blacksmithing's fun. I mean, it's very like monotonous, but it's still like a good time. Plus, you get something out of it. It's not just like something like, you don't, it's not something you don't get rewarded for, let's say. I think there's a DLC called Master of the Forge, which is like, because in the first game, your dad came from Gutenberg, and like Gutenberg's in this game. And so like you come across like an old forge where he worked. And so like the whole thing is like getting this forge up and running, which is really fucking cool, because it's like the game is very centered around the loss, like how Henry feels about the loss of his dad and stuff like that. And even more than the first game, I'd say. And so it was like one of those heartwarming moments, like he's reconnecting with his family, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really happy to see that. A lot of returning characters, I'm really happy to see them because they're still acted well. The noble you befriend in the first game, still a dickhead in this game. There's so much fucking activities and quests to do that it's almost like a lot of open world games, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, there's a lot to do here. Like all of a sudden you talk to like an innkeeper, and he's like, well, there's this, and I heard there was a pack of wolves over here and this, and then all of a sudden your map just has a bunch of fucking shit all over it. And that doesn't happen once, it happens multiple times. And I think my gripes with that game, I'm going to say, one, I think I get it. Swords have been around for fucking thousands of years. They haven't really changed. I get it. I understand why they're favored. But like in this game, they specifically give sword users a move that nobody else can use. And it's it's called the Master Strike, in which if you strike opposite of their stance, you will counter them and then do like a guaranteed damage move that can't be blocked. Well, later in the game, enemies can do that to you. And so I'm I'm like, dude, a dude with a sword. I'm like, man, fuck, like, fuck this. Like, because I use an axe, or a heavy weapon. So it's axes and maces and stuff like that. And they're good against like heavy armor. But if you fight somebody with a sword, if you're not like super paying attention, if you're not fighting how you've been fighting throughout the whole game, then all of a sudden you're just getting killed almost instantly. And it's like, what the fuck? Which is very KCD1 vibes, because in KCD1, if you just wandered into the woods, like fresh out the gate, you're going to get killed. And like you almost had to go through fighting tutorials and stuff like that in game, not like on YouTube, to actually like learn how to do things. But so it does invoke a little bit of that, which I'm frustrated with, because I'm like, dude, I'm like high fucking leveled, and I'm still facing these guys with swords, and they're taking fucking forever to kill, and it's just frustrating. But then I realized, I guess in one of the patches they made enemies harder, because I guess they were too easy. So that makes a little more sense. But anyway, that I think has to be my biggest complaint with the game, is the dick riding on swords. And like I said, I get it. Swords are swords. Like I said, they've been around forever. There's a reason they've been around forever, and they haven't really changed. So it makes complete sense. I just think that they should have shown a little more love to the other weapon types as well.
Yeah, it seems weird, because I'm not far enough to see the enemies using that, but it does seem weird that they would have an end all be all or ability like that introduced, but other weapons don't have stuff like that.
And the worst part is if they do the perfect block, and then you just go to swing, it automatically puts you in a position to be master struck by the opponent. So like, instead of keeping combat going, block, hit, block, hit, block, hit, it's like block, hit, block, and then you got to back up and look at where they're facing, and then face a different way to hit again. So it like really slows it down, and like it kind of fucks up like the rhythm of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's not really a problem, but it's just a bitch of mine. I also think they give you too many high level items right in the beginning, because like there's a hidden perk for your horse. You're the beginning horse Pebbles from the first game, who's the shittiest horse. But if you ride him for like 20 kilometers, you get a hidden perk. It turns into the best horse in the game. I'm like, so there's no reason to explore every other horse in the game that you have the potential to get. Unless you just want like a different change of scenery, I guess. And then also in like the very first area, there was a quest to get this really cool set of armor. And once I found it all, I still have pieces of it on. I'm fucking 55 hours into the game. So it's,
yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah. So like I see things, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to have on, but it's not as good. I literally changed my helmet to worse stats because I wanted to see Henry's face. Like when he's actually acting out in cutscenes, because the acting is like really like well motion cap now. It's not just fucking. It wasn't just Henry staring blankly, opening his fucking mouth, and acting.
Yeah.
And this one, he actually has like a personality.
Yeah.
So,
earlier when we were talking about like characters and story and stuff like that, I noticed I only played the game for like I think 10 or 20 hours, something like that. But the banter between him and his buddy had a charm to it that the first game just did not have. It didn't feel as charming like the dialogue. I actually thought the dialogue was pretty well written in the first game, and the performances were good, but something changed in the writing to make it feel a little lighter, maybe, than the first game. So
yeah, the first game was always very dire. It was always like, oh, my parents are dead, and I mean, which is something to be dire about. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's like my parents are dead, and woe is me, and I came from this town that got destroyed and stuff like that. But in this game, it kind of like shows him getting past all that. Except he's still pissed a lot of time. Anytime like Sigismund is mentioned or anything like that, Henry just instantly starts to get fucking like rowdy.
Same, dude. Anyone with that name, I get pissed about. Sigismund.
But I think this game is one of the best iterations of a village or of a city, which is Gutenberg. Like, there's literally like, it's big. There's hundreds of NPCs around. You walk through the market and you're just listening to everybody bark their fucking bullshit, and like being able to, there's like multiple kinds of the same. There's like 2 or 3 blacksmiths. There's 2 or 3 armor smiths. There's 2 or 3, weaponsmiths. So it's like, and they each have their own economy and their own separate thing that they like. And, so it's like really neat to see this kind of diversity in a city.
It's not
There's,
the
like,
capital
pieces-
city in Oblivion where it's like one guard walking down the street and like 3 people just talking bullshit.
No, and this game actually has a really good, like, people will call out to you, and if you hit alt, you can actually respond to them. But it's just like, you're not like actually like, it's more of like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you know how they would go, "Hey, mister," and you can either fucking get shitty with them or you can say "hey back" or whatever. It's exactly like that. So you're not really getting in a conversation with these people, but like, like a guard will be like, "Hey, it's good to see you." And if your reputation's high, it's like, "Hey, it's nice to have someone as polite as you around." And then you can be like, "Hey man, I hope your shift is uneventful," and blah blah blah. Then you just walk away. But it's like these little things that are really engrossing you into this life in fucking 1400s Bohemia, and like it's really cool. I'm still excited. I'm still exploring the map, exploring things. Every once in a while, I'll just run into something that's like, I didn't even know that was fucking there. It's a place I just ran into a back alley at Gutenberg, and there was a fucking shaft that went down, and there's a whole underground area, and I knew nothing about it. And then just like, it'll let you up in certain like areas of the city. Like one time I came up and I was like in the middle of a tavern, and I was like, oh. And then the tavern keeper's like, "Where'd you come from?" And like, people recognize you. Like I got caught stealing something one time, but I was like, it's all in good fun, whatever. And the guy's like, "All right." But then I came back and I stole something again, and he didn't notice. But then I got accosted by a guard later saying, "Hey, this guy said you stole shit from him." So like, he remembered I was there. Then all of a sudden shit was missing, even though I like made it good with him. Then he noticed that something else was missing. So I was like, that motherfucker, and so like the AI is really good. It's not just some run of the mill horseshit.
Yeah,
So,
that is impressive.
yeah. So this game is hands down one of my favorite games of the year. Like I said, I'm on the last mission, so I haven't beat it yet, but anything short of him all of a sudden waking up in now times going, "That was a wild dream." Like, that's going to be the only thing that's going to fucking change my mind
That
on it.
would
But
piss me off.
yeah. Yeah, that'd be bad. But the only other thing I'm going to say is, since the guy who plays Henry's kind of like mainstream now, when I see him popping up in other games, I'm going to get fucking annoyed, because he kind of like pigeonholed himself as this
That guy
dude.
is Henry of Skalitz.
Yeah. It's not like who's that guy who played Trevor Ogg, who played Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, every time you see that guy, you're like, "Oh, that's him." You're like,
Yeah, don't tell him though. He fucking hates video games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He hates
Yeah,
video
well,
games. He hates gamers. He hates fucking Grand Theft Auto. He hates it all. And then he gets pissy when people say shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
fucking
this is the thing that fucking got you famous.
yeah, be thankful you fucking prick.
Sorry.
Someone
You
gave
were
you a
successful.
job and people liked it, and then you don't like it.
Yeah, sorry about it, bro. Victim of
But yeah.
success.
I really recommend people play it. It's good. It takes some patience because it is very old school. It saves only when you drink fucking liquor, like a special kind of liquor, and when you
That's not
and
real
it's
life.
and it's literally called Savior Schnapps. So it's like you're literally saving your game. That, and when you sleep, and then as you do in the middle of missions, if it has multiple steps, it'll save at every step. But like, I've gone like an hour, and all of a sudden I just died, and I was like, fucking dope.
Yeah, when I
And I
was
wasn't even
playing
supposed
it,
to die.
I was like in the middle of the woods somewhere. I was like, I need to fucking go. And I was like, where do I save? And I was like looking it up. I'm like, oh shit. I forgot you have to either have that save your snaps or a fucking bed. So I had to like haul my ass back to a fucking place. Then I had to find somewhere where I could sleep because I tried to sleep one place and this chick got pissed at me. She was super friendly with me too. And then all of a sudden, and then she let me sleep and I woke up. She's like, this guy's sleeping in this bed. I'm like, whoa. There's like no like sense of like understanding, like, oh well, you shouldn't be sleeping. And she just instantly was ratting me out. I was like, this is fucking crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
I got my
so
save.
I recommend people play it. It's an awesome romp, and I think there's a little something for most people in it.
A little something for everybody in Bohemia. It's a nice bohemian romp.
Yeah, that's right. And that's my runner-up.
It would be on my list of runner-ups, but like I said, I've only played for 10 or 20 hours, and in that 10 or 20 hours, I've already seen the quality, and I think the game's fucking awesome. I just got distracted by other games that took priority, and then the other games I'm playing, so I will go back and play it at some point, but I do think the game improves in every single way over the first game, while still maintaining that feeling of the first game. It still feels very much connected with it. But yeah, I can't put it on my list because I just haven't played it enough. So, and we'll talk about it later, but definitely it's one of my regrets of 2025. So, who all have done their second runner-ups? Everybody?
Yeah.
Should be everyone.
Okay, so let's jump into our game of the years then, I guess. Let's start
Any
with,
shout outs, I suppose.
huh?
And then, any shout outs.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. Chevy, what's your game of the year?
Okay. So my game of the year is Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. It's probably not going to be something people want to hear because I know some people don't like when old games come back, but I love the game originally, and the changes they've made to this one have just improved the experience. The fact that you can also just play the classic version if you'd prefer, or the updated one, is a nice little bonus. The addition of voice acting to the game makes a huge difference. I watched someone play a little bit in English, and it seemed fine. I've been playing it in Japanese. I've been really enjoying it. I think it adds a lot more emotion to the to the story beats, especially when you start getting into like the really like dark political stuff that's happening in the story. You get a lot more sense of it, and it's a little easier to follow. Also, just playing that game now versus playing it back in like 97, 98. I'm much older now, and I have a bigger grasp on the kind of things they're dealing with in their world, and so I just appreciate the story more now than I did back then. So yeah, I've been enjoying that a lot. The gameplay is great. The job system is phenomenal. It's like one of the best things about Final Fantasy, and this game really kind of hones a lot of that in. Though with systems comes a lot of easy ways to cheese things. I intentionally have avoided certain jobs just to not have that experience. Yeah, let's see. I know some people were disappointed with the fact that it does not have the content from the PSP version of the game. But that was because that was a different dev team and they wanted to stay true to the original game when they did the remake. So
Makes sense.
yeah, so I get why they did it. I also understand why people are bummed out because it's just like missing jobs and characters and stuff. So, but yeah, the biggest problem I have in a good way with the game is I will just sit there and grind the same level over and over and over again to get some job points and try out combinations of party members and stuff like that to just see what kind of like comps I can come up with, which I really enjoy. It's a Final Fantasy game as well. The art direction is phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. I could very easily just listen to the soundtrack outside of the game. So, and I think the world of Ivalice it's which is in multiple games at this point. There's a reason they keep revisiting it. It's just a very like interesting world. So, yeah, it was probably the most fun I've had all year with a video game, and it kind of sucks, obviously in a way because it is an older game, but they did remake it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I always reject the whole idea of like people not wanting people to pick game of the year if it's a remake. 'Cause it's like if it's a remake, it was literally remade from the ground up. It is a brand new video game. It just follows the same rule set, game mechanics, and story of prior games. Silent Hill 2 was on my list last year because it's fucking phenomenal, and it was always going to like work for me unless they really fucked it up because Silent Hill 2 is like legendary. So yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is a legendary Final Fantasy game. All they could have done is make it as good, better, or fuck it up. And if they didn't fuck it up, if you already love that game, why wouldn't it be in your upper echelon of picks? So
right.
yeah, so. Every time I see that when it comes to Game Wars, they're like they should be disqualified if it's a remake. I'm like, why? It's a brand new game. For here the rule is it had to have come out this year, and I'm cool with expansions as well because if it's a big enough chunk of content, you basically put the time into that you would into a game. It's fine, but the rule should just be if the game came out in that year, and that's it.
Yeah,
because it's the game of the year, but
right.
it has to come out that year. So anyway. Quick rant.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had on it.
Yeah.
I can't talk about too much. I'll end up starting to talk about the story, and I don't
Sure.
want to do that here. So.
Yeah, that's another game I'll probably bring up in a little bit when we talk about regrets. But yeah, I didn't play that as much as I wanted to. I did buy it, so they got my money, and I'm happy about that. I want them to have that support. But I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I've never beaten it back in the day, but anytime I have played it, I've really liked it. And I was hoping to play through this time around with the new version because it has the voice acting, which I think is fucking fantastic. And now that I've beaten Unicorn Overlord, it might be, could be my next RPG to play.
Big game.
So, especially because I'm still not over Unicorn Overlord. Like I just want to play that some more, but I got to play other games. But yeah, completely understand why that's your game of the year as much as I can, and regret not playing as much as I wanted to this year. You guys got anything for Final Fantasy Tactics?
No, not me.
No? All right. Let's jump into Josh's game of the year.
This was mentioned before, that's why I didn't really have a whole much to say about it. Death Stranding 2 is currently my game. Not currently.
That's what it is.
It is my game of the year. Seth pretty much touched on it a lot. It's just what a sequel should be. It is very much just a goddamn sequel to an already amazing game. Somehow it got weirder. And yet I don't know, and yet Kojima has a really unique way of saying, no, that's just how it is, just go with it. And everybody goes, all right, we'll just accept shit. And a lot of people who do outlandish stuff like that, we go, this is garbage. But with Kojima, we just kind of give him a pass.
Just trust him.
Yeah, and that's not even because he's had like a lineage of good stuff. I mean, like I thought that ever since Metal Gear Solid 1. I mean, it's just, I was like, man, this game is bananas, but it fucking works and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me there's a guy that reads my memory card? What the fuck?
MGS2. That shit was crazy.
MGS2. Yeah, and shout out Fat Man, he's dope. But
shout out Fat Man.
Kojima just has a sauce that you just kind of just go, this is good stuff, and no matter what he does. So Death Stranding 2 is no different. I think Seth nailed it on the head. The pacing towards the kind of middle, the latter half, before you get to the mountain, I should say. The pacing all the way to the mountain, I was just like, man, this is kind of... why is this taking? It just seemed like it was taking forever. Didn't seem like there was a whole bunch of stuff to do. or there is stuff to do, but it just seemed like everything was a pain in the ass to get to.
Yeah, I was enjoying the gameplay at that point, but like I was missing the motivation story wise. I was like, what are we doing, man? Like, we're just hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
can we get the story going a little bit? But once it does, I was like fucking into it.
Yeah, and then after you get on the other, even during the mountain, I thought it was cool. But then when you get on the other side of the mountain, you're like, all right. And it literally was like symbolic because you're on the other side of the mountain and now you're just cruising down the whole fucking thing and everything's just coming at you fast. I thought the characters were really cool. Rain was dope, or not Rain.
Rainy.
What's the hell's her name? Rainy. Yeah. I thought Rainy was cool. I'm drawing a fucking huge blank on who Elle Fanning was.
Oh, tomorrow.
She was really fucking cool.
We can really spoil who they are, but let's not do that.
Fragile, my girl, fucking always awesome.
I think she kind of
and,
fumbled
like-
the bag in the beginning.
Yeah, fucking literally. And then I thought that the additions like Tarman, I thought he was cool. Doll Man was okay. I understand. It was just like,
I kind of like this story, but I didn't. He kind of drove me nuts.
I know it was just it's
Navi.
fucking. I was gonna say he's Mimir from.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all had a fucking character, but yeah, it was just like him just hanging out, just talking the whole time, which was nice to kind of give Sam some talking. You know, like he can have like a conversation with him, and Dollman was
that, but yeah.
Dollman was very much of like a like the conscience of the player. You know, they're like, what the fuck is that? And then Dollman's like, well, that's when blah 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 happens. And
Well,
and I
without
was like,
talking
oh,
about the
okay.
story at all, he functions as a more vocal and more descriptive BB from the first game because he's
Yeah.
constantly like talking about what's happening around you and stuff.
The game has so many fucking, we mentioned it, but it has so many tools and shit I never used. And then like I'd used it in the end. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of useful. Those fucking floating carts are, came back. I never fucking used them at all.
Yeah.
It did some snowboarding.
Well, that's the thing. The coffin board was fucking next level fun.
Oh yeah.
That was like my go-to fucking, when I didn't have to carry anything, I was just like running around.
I think Hall's
That
ass.
was my go-to fucking thing, man. The only thing that sucks is when it shuts down and he just dumps you on your fucking face. But riding it was super fun. It was really cool. Troy Baker did kill it. Higgs is awesome. I think he's an excellent villain.
Yeah, that last
So-
monologue, without talking about the story, I was just like, damn, this is why he's Troy Baker, man.
Yeah, he acted his ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene. I think the whole using AI in the fucking in the beach, I thought was a crazy angle. That fucking one guy creeped me the fuck out.
Don't talk too much about things because
No, I know.
Cody's playing the first game and we got people watching who maybe haven't played it yet.
Yeah. But yeah, there is a lot of things that like kind of put you on edge, which all of a sudden you'll see like a character and you're like, yeah, I don't know if I trust that fucking guy at all. Diving more into Sam's past is cool. That Solid Snake guy, that guy's in the trailer, so this
Yeah,
is not a
Neil.
spoiler.
He, I liked him.
I did too, and I thought his story was cool.
Yeah. I actually liked him, even though I thought Mads Mikkelsen did a good job. I think Neil felt a little more fleshed out as somebody
Yeah.
to kind of go back and explore his connection with everything.
Yeah, one of the things I was disappointed about was the Neil fights was just it was like a you're meeting him like Mads, or you're meeting him like I forgot his name, but the fights were similar.
Yeah.
Which I was like, they hopefully if they make a 3, there's something different there.
Yeah, I hope it's not like another guy who has like a crew of dudes who show up and you got to go through them to get to him. Because I'm like, why are we doing that? Like, I'll do it. It's fun and it's badass looking. But like, why are we revisiting this format 3 times now?
Yeah, I was gonna say the particle effects in the very first fight was fucking awesome. The
Insane.
fireworks.
Absolutely
Yeah,
fucking insane.
I was like looking at that, I was like, whoa. And then like even when it gave me control, I just was still staring.
I got hit by a flaming wheel because I was staring at the environment. I was like looking around, and when I looked back, the wheel was rolling at me and hit, and I was like, okay. And it was amazing looking when it hit me.
Yeah, fighting in that game is a lot more fun. In the first game, mules, I just like drove through their territory, and I was just like, go fuck yourself, and I just kind of just went on my way. In this game, I actively went out of my way to try and like make them extinct. Like I would not kill them, but like anytime fucking Doll Man would be like, "Hey, there's some mules over there," and I'm like, "Well, guess we're going to murder them." You know, and they're
Just
just
like,
Yeah, the combat's fun.
yeah, like I love the melee stick that they usually have, the shock stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love throwing it like a fucking javelin and like nailing somebody because then it'd go into slow motion and they're going "Ugh," and like
This game borrows a lot, both gameplay wise, but also like things directly from Metal Gear Solid. The game's gameplay is feeling a little closer to MGS5 than even. I remember reading a thing where Kojima said that the people working with him on the game were like, let's not keep. Like, we should keep this Death Stranding and not move it towards Metal Gear Solid, because it seems like that's what we're doing here. Because, like, the whole stealth thing, all the weapons and stuff, the shooting, it started feeling like MGS5 when you're, like, going towards a camp or whatever. And even though I would like them to keep them separate, that formula's fucking good. It's really fun. And so, like, gameplay-wise, it just really improved this game. If there's one thing I'd like to see them improve if they make a Death Stranding 3, is I would like enemies to be a little more dynamic, because every area with mules, they were always in the same spots, and they would respawn, and so I knew where everybody was going to be at, and then it was never different, or I would never run into them randomly out in the middle of the, like, you know, map or whatever, which would have been cool to see. Even the dudes who attack you on the roads, they always pop up in the same spots on the road. Every time I drive by this one spot, they would pop up, and I'm like, I wish you worked on a system that was dynamic so I couldn't predict enemies. But anyway, small nitpick.
Yeah, and then I think the weather system was really cool. There's a couple times like I'd be really close to like a river, and I look over, and all of a sudden like a wall of water's coming at me, and like the river's just starting to really swell, and
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit. And so like I'm trying to get the hell out of this fucking delta, pretty much like a river delta on the coast, and like everything's filling up with water, and I'm literally have something on my back that can't be touched by water. So then I'm doing like super jumps with the fucking exoskeleton to try and like get away from this shit. And
It's a cool system too, because it's in a game where you already are putting things down and you're building stuff and putting like ladders across rivers, stuff like that. It's a good way to kind of like shake things up. And I've seen stuff that was already set up get taken away by rivers that swell up, and like when you're getting ready to cross one, and now it's like flooding. It's just in a game where you are constantly already trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. It's cool that the landscape is changing. It's a cool idea.
then like the little things that they added, like the wildlife. All of a sudden there's wildlife in this game, and like that's what I got most deduced on likes.
I hit a wallaby in a
deducted.
bush. Yeah.
I was gonna say I ran over fucking animals all
Yep.
the time. Like I was a problem to them, and because then like you're like Steve fucking Irwin, and you're wrestling these things to the ground, and then like you jam them in a box, and the boxes are huge, and then you got to send them over to churches at the fucking vet.
I was getting sick of seeing those guys.
I know.
They're just hanging out like, hey, we're churches. I'm like, yeah, I know. Just take the animal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
no
was.
shit. Yeah.
I don't know I mean, I know of churches, but
The band,
That's who that was.
I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of that. That's who that was. So.
yeah.
Then they added guy who plays Heartman. His wife and daughters are in the game too now. So like,
Eventually, everybody will be in the games. You'll be in the game eventually.
yeah, no shit. I know. But
Ryan's in the first one. It's fucking wild.
yeah, same with fucking Jeff Keighley.
He owes Jeff Keighley that though.
For real.
But yeah, it was a fucking journey. It made me laugh, made me sad. Specifically, a scene of revival that we all can know, that we know about, was really sad. And it was just, it's not something I'm going to forget. I still think about it to this day. And I think about like, I really should get back in and start fucking mopping up some of these roads, because like you can finish the road network and then you can upgrade them all. So it's just like, Jesus Christ. And
Yeah, I was
then-
doing some work on the roads, and then I was driving down one. It's like, this one's level 2. I'm like, shit. Now I got to do that.
Yeah, and the tram system, and like opening up the fucking mines and stuff like that. I'm like, there's a lot to do here.
Yep.
And then I thought the bosses were fun. They're very Death Stranding coded, but I think they were a lot better this time around than
They're
they were in the
better
first
for
game.
sure. Yep.
It's just like we said, the quintessential sequel. And I know I'm hopefully Death Stranding is shelved for a while because he should be working on other things, which he is. But I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah, he's got like 3 projects going on. We know about Odie Knock, which is a stupid name. I hope that's a prank. But and then some other shit. So Fizzant, or whatever the hell it's called, which also
Yeah.
hopefully that's just a project name. That's a stupid name too. But I don't know why I'm being so judgmental on his names, but I know he plays games though. He's like, well, this is PT. This is fucking whale game that is made by people. This isn't Metal Gear Solid 5, and then ends up being that. So I don't know if he's doing some dumb shit or I don't know. It'll pay off.
Never know.
But yeah, he's got some shit cooking. But I'm really interested in the stealth game. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, Fizzant will be, I think, be neat because it's the first time we'll actually see like a full stealth game, after Metal Gear Solid. And then there's that game / movie thing he's working on for Xbox.
Odie
What
Knock.
the hell that was? Is that what it's called?
Odie Knock is a horror game that he's making with Xbox.
Okay, then maybe that's what it is.
But he said he's
Yeah,
not.
'cause-
He's not confident the gameplay is going to be fun for people or something.
Sounds fun.
Damn.
But he said similar shit about Death Stranding before it came out. He's like, I'm making my own genre. I'm like, well, it's a third-person action game, but you can call it whatever the fuck you want, I guess.
I know. And then even before Death Stranding 2 came out, he's like the playtesters were getting it and they were understanding the story a little too much. So I
Yeah.
gotta fucking flip some things around.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. He's a little too involved with this game. It's like if it's good, let it be good, man. He's like, nah, they're getting it too much. I don't like that.
Yeah,
It's gotta have some
it's not
bullshittery.
fucking- It's too mainstream.
Yeah. I need people to be confused and I want people to complain. He like brought up like 70% or something of people who played Death Stranding 1 had like a complaint about it or something. And he's like, I want that. I don't want people to just like the game. And I'm like, that's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably just views it as like, the purest form of criticism at that point.
Sure. I don't think he's the type of guy who's trying to make a game appeal to everybody. He's not trying to make like Fortnite. So
No, he just makes his games.
Yep.
And I think that there's something that is like admirable about that.
that's why we love him, and that's why people bitch about him, and they can't get him out of their fucking head.
Because there's a lot of people who make games saying they're making their own thing, but then anything goes wrong and they go, well, we'll fix that. But Kojima's like, I ain't doing any of that shit.
You just
So-
describe most Xbox exclusives.
100%.
We're doing something unique. It's like, well, this is not a full game. You can finish this.
But yeah, that is my game of the year.
Nice.
No, it's a good pick for sure. It was almost my game of the year, so I completely understand. Okay, so two of us are gone. I'll go next, and then Cody will go last. So pressure's on for Cody. My obvious game of the year is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I am part of that crowd that was advocating for it to be game of the year. I do think it is the game of the year, but also my own personal game of the year. I don't even know where to begin. The game's phenomenal. It's a turn-based RPG. Obviously, everybody knows that, but it takes the risk of adding action systems into it, where you have to be proactive in dodging and parrying and all that kind of thing. And I knew that would be divisive for people, specifically someone like Chevy, who I feel like would really like this game if it didn't have that system. And I was correct in that, because some people just want to play a turn-based RPG and not have to do other things. And some people don't want to play a turn-based RPG. They just want to play an action game. Well, they made a decision. Luckily, I like both those genres, so I fucking love the combat system in this game. But I completely understand why people, don't prefer it. But beyond that, everybody knows the story. Small team, like 30 people. Some Ubisoft ex devs, not all of them, some of them, made a game that they wanted to make for themselves. They said that they weren't making a game to please people. They made a game that they want to make, and I think that is, I think it paid off. Obviously. The world is gorgeous. It has a haunting painted look. Obviously, it's painted. If you've played the game, you'll know why. And it's just really cool looking. It's a very unapologetically, shamelessly French game. From the music to the style to the characters. I like a lot of French stuff, so that worked for me. Specifically the style. A lot of the outfits they're wearing, I'm like, this is so fucking French. And some of it's like very self-aware French with the fucking berets and stuff.
And like the black overalls with the
Yeah.
fucking black and white striped shirts.
And then they dressed like that at the Game Awards, and then he went up there and he's like, "This was a joke. We weren't like this isn't like a statement or anything." So yeah, some of the reasons why this game is my game of the year is the story's fucking phenomenal. I want everyone to experience the story and dive into it and I can't talk about it all. I don't want to ruin it, but it has been a long time where I played a game that instantly the story got me hooked. Got to a point that gave me a surprise I wasn't expecting, where I was like, whoa, shit, that's bold. I didn't know we're going to do this. But then has a twist that made me go, are you fucking serious? You're going to take everything you just did and flip it upside down? And then by the end of it, I went, holy shit, they landed that. Like, everything that they did with that decision adds so much to this that I have to sit here and think about this this moment, since I beat it. I still think about the story. It's like that good. I can't talk about it, but it's just it made me think. It's so fucking rare that I beat a game and sit there and think about the story, even movies nowadays too. But yeah, I just loved that. The ending, there's two endings. I won't go into anything about that, but you pick one of two. I picked one. I picked the right one, in my opinion, and then I watched the not right one. They're both good, but there's one of them is just so fucking good. And controversial. People have been debating about these endings since the game has come out, because neither of them are a black or white, yes or no, right or wrong ending. They both make you think about the ramifications, and I absolutely love that. The characters are awesome. I think I like every single character, which is pretty wild. The writing is great. The performances are fucking so good. One of my favorite things about the way the characters are portrayed in this game, and it's something this is very rare for me. Although I think KCD 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, also does this. The characters are like superhuman. They don't feel like they're like action heroes. They don't feel like they're written like a comic book. They're not like movie quippy, even though every once in a while Verso will say something like super badass and it works, because I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. But I'm like, yeah, that was written to, make him a badass, but it works. But there's this element of their performance met with the writing that in situations that are super tense, they'll not sometimes they don't have anything. They don't know what to say. There's no like cool quip to it, or something very minimal, like just like yes or no, or just like a fucking stare or something like that. There's so much physical emotion to these performances that are so subtle that it makes the weight of what's happening so much more deep, that I just absolutely loved. The music is phenomenal. It's one of the best soundtracks in a game I've heard ever. It's one of my favorite video game soundtracks. There's plenty of them, but it's one of them easily. I can't think of a whole lot of games that have better soundtracks. And there's like 140 songs, and there's so many songs that are like just amazing. Also, the lore of this game is so fucking cool. It's like From Software cool. Like you run into these logs of past, because if you don't know, it's already said in the trailers, but Expedition 33, there's been multiple expeditions before them doing what they're doing. I'll just keep it there. There's all these logs of like past expeditions and what they did, and they're so fucking interesting. There's like I can't talk about it really, but you go through like the years of like degradation of like early expeditions and like technology they had at one point, and now they don't have it anymore because they're running out of people and shit. And it's just like really fucking fascinating. Or like an expedition of people who were like too old, and like so they just like charted the island as far as they could until they died. And like there's one expedition where like it was like a bunch of like strong dudes, like lifter type Chad dudes who went in. Like there's all these like weird fucking stories. Another expedition, they like took vehicles and just tried to like ram through a bunch of shit to just kind of like blitzkrieg through the defenses and stuff like that. And it's just like I would love, and they shouldn't do this, don't do this, but I would love to like see all those expeditions in some way, whether they were games like prequels or something like that. But there's no point in doing that. If you know the game, you know how things go. But
I don't mean to interrupt you. I was just saying it's very ripe for like an anthology type show. Like just even if it's like animated or anything like that, just
oh, dude, I would love to watch it, like an animation of it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So it is one of those shows that's so, or one of those games that's so full of shit, and I mean shit is in lore, that it's definitely ripe to be approached by other avenues of media.
But here's the thing: nobody here is beating it, right?
No.
Okay.
Exact one.
You gotta finish it though. Like, because what you think you know of the game isn't what it is. And what you will learn when you beat the game expands what could be after this game as sequels that you're not aware of where that can go. Because now I'm thinking of like what I want from a sequel that I hope they're doing, but I can't talk to you guys about it because you have to beat the game to understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to Sarah one night about the story because she was asking me about it. I was like spoiling everything for her, but I kind of explained a lot of the cool elements of what is happening in this game and what could happen later that could really expand this into something even greater. And she's like, oh, that is really neat. And I'm like, I know. Like, it's fucking, like, the story is really, really good. And like I said, it's so rare for me to feel that way about any game where I beat a game. Like, normally, like, oh, it's a cool story. I'm like, oh, serviceable, whatever. Or that story sucked, whatever. I don't care. I like the gameplay. But yeah, this, I was like, man, that fucking story is, like, really smart. Like, whoever the hell thought that up did a great job. And then they executed it in a fantastic game that has awesome gameplay. I also, going back to just talking about the game itself, like the gameplay, I love the Picto and Lumina system. I think that's what it's called, where you get all these different perks you can mix and match, and then when you max them out with a character, everybody gets access to them. Like, it's a really, really fun system to make builds. Every character is completely different in what they do. There's characters I just did not ever play because I was like, I don't really like the way you play, but I liked other characters, so I always had someone to use. And then also the game has a really cool system too, where your three characters go into a battle, and if they die, the characters you don't have in that party show up as like a last stand. And it's just a cool little thematic thing of like fighting to the last man, because that's the stakes. that always just felt really badass. And there's a couple times where I was like, oh shit, my like A team got wrecked, and then I bring out the B team, and I won just barely, and I'm like, whoo, shit. So it gives you that dire feeling of like fighting, no matter what, which the game really pushes. I don't really know what else I could add to that. There's not really much flaws with this game to me, and I know a lot of people will bring up things they don't like about it, but my point is, those things you don't like, I do like those. Like, people bring up like, oh, the jump puzzles suck, and I'm like, yeah, they feel a little stiff, but they didn't have to add them at all, but they did, and I liked it because I beat it and I got a cool reward for it. It's a memorable experience. Or people will be like, oh, it's turn-based. I like turn-based. Oh, it's got action in the turn-based combat. I like that. So it's a game that it definitely speaks to me, and it's cool because like I remember when this game first got showed off, I was like, that game visually looks really cool. Then me and Chevy watched a trailer that explained the story, and we both were like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I knew the game was going to come out, and I knew I was going to like it. I didn't know I was going to fucking love it this much. Like, it's easily one of my favorite RPGs ever made. So yeah, it's just really cool to play a game last year that ended up being more than just my game of the year, but like a game that's one of my favorite games ever made. It's been a while since I've had that experience, like, when The Last of Us came out or something like that. I'm just like, oh my God, this is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. It's one of those. So, and it was made by such a small team. It's super fucking cool to see that. So yeah, that's my game of the year. Easy.
Yeah.
It beat Death Stranding 2 for me just because Death Stranding 2 is a phenomenal game that I absolutely loved, and it improves on everything from Death Stranding 1 that was my game of the year when that came out. But I had a couple things in it that I could have liked to have seen improved on, but I've already played Death Stranding, and it kind of like, maybe it kind of faded on me a bit in terms of like the novelty of it, whereas Expedition 33, brand new game, and I love every single thing about it. So that's why it's my game of the year. You guys got anything you want to add to that conversation?
I mean, it's a very high quality game. Obviously, I mean, people heard for months now about that game, but there's a reason for that. Personal issues aside, I cannot deny, the qualities of the game, regardless of if I enjoy them or not, right? So, yeah, I mean, you kind of, had already said all the qualities, but just kind of to back that up as someone who, like, I just do not like playing that game. It is a visually very good game. It has a lot of good style. It has really good voice acting. It has really good music. It follows a lot of like those traditional nods to old, JRPGs while also adding their own flair to it. Like, you could tell it was very much a passion project, and I think it obviously paid off very good for them. So,
Yeah, I mean, they won game of the year, and now they're going to be able to do whatever. So,
oh, definitely, yeah.
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 Josh, you ever going to beat it?
Yeah. I'll get to that on my regrets, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's kind of a story behind it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we can talk about that in regrets.
it is definitely something that was a big miss for me this year. I mean, the combat's awesome. I mean, we've all played Mario RPG. I'm kidding. But it was what I played of it. I could 100% tell I was like, this is next level, and whatever that team does next is already going to be interesting to me. And that was I only played Claire Obscure for like 5 hours so far. So,
Did you beat Chapter 1? Without any spoilers?
going
5 hours?
going to the island.
No.
Oh, okay.
You'll know.
Oh, I think.
It's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah,
It was a big
like I said.
big ol' event, but don't talk
Yeah.
about it if you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was I'm at the very beginning of chapter 2, so
How's it play on Steam Deck? Has anybody played on Steam Deck?
I haven't, but I feel like it would play great because it's optimized really
Okay.
well.
So that's probably how I'll play it actually.
You should definitely play it.
I really want to.
because I think you'll appreciate the action element, like because you're a fucking god at fucking generators and DBD and fucking arm wrestling and goddamn
Fair. Yeah.
Outlast Trials. So
Yeah,
you might really dig the timing thing and fucking
cool.
the combat.
All right.
Because
One thing
in case you guys don't know, Cody's a
comparison.
savant at arm wrestling and Outlast Trials.
I don't know how. I fucking win every time. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Josh is a
I was
savant at
gonna say
Shroop test.
I'll say one thing that dude, that test is fucking horrifying.
I hate that test. Anyway,
One thing I do want to say is I want to parry because I just want to do damage, but you can go throughout the whole game just dodging.
yep, it's actually easier. So if you're having problems with the parries, in fact, the best thing you can do in that game is practice your dodge, and once you get that timing down, start parrying.
Yeah, and because I noticed in the very first fight, this isn't even a spoiler. It's in the first 20 minutes of the game when you fight Mael, or when she's teaching you the ropes, pretty much, or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's I was like, man, this parry system's fucking tight as shit. But then like once I started to dodge, then I started to win fights, and I was like, oh, you can just, but my monkey brain is going big number good. And
parrying
that's what I
people
wanna
fucks
do.
them up. It's beneficial.
Yeah, so like, and that's what I want, but like, I'm just not there yet,
And then they introduce another system outside of parrying and dodging that you kind of have to do. And that's interesting.
I know what that is.
Okay.
And I think like the whole party parry I think is really cool. And this is a very, I'm playing an old as shit. Well, I bought the Dragon Quest 1 remake, and holy fuck is that game old. Like it is turn based, like,
Yeah.
and not even like time turn based, because that wasn't even fucking invented yet. And it's just
Like
hitting,
wait your turn in line?
mashing fucking A, and
I just watched Chris beat Final Fantasy 1 through 4, and it's very similar.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shout out to Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, where it's called. I played the demo to that, and that shit's fucking... If you watch the original and see this, it's such a huge fucking difference. Anyway, sorry.
yeah, because and playing that game, then playing Expedition, I'm like, holy fuck, games have come a long way, because
That'll show it, yeah.
yeah, it was it really reminded me. I was like, man, maybe I don't like old school RPGs as much as I thought I did. Because playing that game, I'm like, this is a fucking slog. Plus, I have no idea how anybody ever beat that shit back in the day, because I'm without like a guide, because it just says, hey, go to the water shrine. And I'm like, where the fuck is that? And they're like, you'll find it.
Go there.
And it's like,
Get
okay.
there.
And I'm like, I'm exploring literally everything.
You're just so used to quality of life features now.
Yep.
Well, yeah. So jumping back to them, and in fact, one of the quality of life features is like quest markers. And I was
Or quest logs.
yeah, so I turned that shit on instantly, and I was like, all right, now this is better. But for the first like 4 hours of that game, I was just wandering around. I was like, this needs to become a fucking game, like it is, but it needs to do better, but anyway, so I can totally tell that Expedition 33 is going to be top tier for me as soon as I actually get to play it.
Yeah, I need all three of you to beat it, whether that means watching someone else play it or not. Just don't watch a recap. You have to experience certain scenes with the music and stuff. It's not someone telling you what happens is not nearly as good as it's revealed.
Right.
So
I mean,
I might just look for a mod to change the combat system or something, because I can't stand playing it. So.
sure, whatever you got to do to fucking play through that. Just like for the story alone, you guys got to play through it and beat it. It's
All right.
fantastic.
Hell yeah.
So, all right, yeah, that's my game of the year. Like everybody else, I'm Team Expedition 33. All right, Cody, you have the last game of the year. What is it?
All right.
This one came out a little bit later. Just kind of just hit that sweet spot, and it's just my type of game. But I'm gonna go Arc Raiders.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because overall, how much fun I had playing, just with you guys playing on my own, watching people play it, the memeability of it, like how popular it is, um, just how, um, just I don't want to say unique because it's not really unique because it is an extraction shooter, but just the type
It's unique
of
in
game
some
it
ways.
is. Yeah, um, just super fun, super fun. I mean, just basically, just like crack. You know what I mean? Just kind of like you can just keep playing it. I haven't played it in a while. I haven't really played that much um, here lately,
Yeah,
but
you've been MIA when it comes to gaming lately.
kind of have, yeah, yeah. I got some gaming to do
Mm-hmm.
here coming up in this next year, but super fun. It's just a great game. I mean, Embark. I mean, we all love the finals. Um,
That's
and
actually
they
one of my
just
favorite
kind of
things about the success of Arc Raiders is like we're all fans of the finals, but we're also fans of Embark. And to
right.
see other people who weren't initiated through the finals preaching Embark now and going like, "Oh, Embark's great." Well, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, they fucking are. Like these
do.
guys
Yeah.
are talented." And
It's just
Arc
like a
Raiders just proves it.
back pocket game that they just had, just like they're sitting on. Like I kind of thought, like I was like the finals kind of blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then they just pulled this one out of their ass, and all of a sudden it's just like boom.
And they
You
have
know what I mean?
3 games in
Multiplayer
development
game
right
of the
now
year.
too,
Right,
which
right.
is crazy.
Um, the AI, the AI with the drones, the machines. I mean, it's just like it's really crazy. They put a lot of work into this game.
One of my favorite things about the AI in Arc Raiders is it was developed with Gen AI basically, which is one of the only areas that I'm pretty like I'm fine with that for the most part because if you're
Yeah,
working on behaviors, there's only so much you can do when it comes to scripting. And so if you add adaptive AI to an AI and add parameters around how it acts, I think you can get something out of that that's pretty interesting. And they're not doing that while the game is out, but before the game came out, they trained the AI based off of random parameters, and so the robots are not very predictable in the game. They do random shit all the time.
yeah,
They'll fly into shit and blow up sometimes. They'll like try to figure out how this is my favorite thing. You go in a building and it spots you in a window, it'll try to find a way into the building to get to you.
yeah.
It doesn't just walk through the door like a zombie in DayZ or like, do the same thing you're expecting the AI to do. It like tries or find a hole in the ceiling or come through the window in another room and come after you. Like there's
You're
there's
always having to really adapt to what you're doing
it's
because
attempting to adapt even if it does it well or not. But when it does do it well, it's a real threat because you're like, fuck, I'm not safe in here. And then it brings more guys because you're shooting now or whatever, and it just makes the situation fucked up. So yeah, what they did with the AI in that game is like really good because you just don't know what to expect on every run.
definitely.
I was gonna say the one of my favorite stories of that is Seth. I think maybe it was all 3 of us. Anyway, we're in that tower next to that elevator and dam, and the roof's gone, and like we're fighting some arcs.
That was me
and we
and you.
shut the door.
I
Okay,
think.
and then we shut the door, and we were just standing there, and then one of us looked up, and it's just coming down through the ceiling, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I didn't know this could even happen.
Yeah.
And then Cody, one time you and I were in the um, those glass domes out in the swamp on
Yeah.
dam, and like I've had them fly into the building there too. I'm like, what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck? But then it is funny when they fly into something and then they realize they shouldn't be there, like, or like they can't fit because then they just start hitting shit and all of a sudden they'll just ping pong around and blow up. And I'm like, all right, that was wild. I
Yeah.
was like, you just made a shitload of noise, but whatever.
Yeah. And that adds to a game where you're just rerunning the same maps over and over again. It adds to the dynamic nature of the game. And that met with
Exactly.
actual other players not knowing if they're going to, either try to kill you or be your best friend and hug you to death. Like, every run's a brand new experience.
Yep.
One of those
We're just
rescue
watching
raiders, or what the fuck they call themselves.
All right. And just watching like a leaper, you know what I mean? Just like, I mean, there's so many times where we're literally just like playing the game and we'll just like watch a leaper just like attack people up in a building and it's just constantly like jumping up trying to get them. You know what I mean? It's just finding different ways to try and like leap up and get them. It's just it's just so entertaining. It's just one of those games where you literally can just like hop into a match and just like watch what's happening from a distance and just watch people just get jacked up by.
That's another
Oh,
thing with the AI that's really fascinating is like bigger robots will like do things that you figure in most games a big robot wouldn't do, like try to squeeze into a smaller building. Like there's that video of some dudes early on when the game first came out, and there's still some mystery to the arcs, but they had shot at one up on like this, like they're up in this like opening up elevated, and it jumped up there, landed inside with them, and they started running through the tunnel, and behind it was just crawling behind them, and they're screaming because they didn't expect it to come in there with them. They thought they were just going to be able to run the building and be fine. And it's like stuff like that just makes it like, you know, made all those videos so popular because nobody would have expected that. Like it's just crazy that's even programmed to do shit like that, like problem solve like that, especially from far away. Shoot in, it's like, oh shit, and it just jumps at you.
coming at you.
Yeah,
You're terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a video of the queen. Was it the queen or the matriarch? And they were on like an elevated position, and it started to climb the wall of the dam, like to try and like get to him. And I was like, ugh, like queen shouldn't be sideways, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was doing its goddamnedest to fuck these people up.
Which is cool too, because like in the lore, like these things are just looking for people to kill them, and it feels like that. It doesn't feel like they have opinions. They're just like, oh, there's somebody there. I got to go kill you, and it's just like tries to find the best way to do it. So it does feel like you're fighting against like, you know, these like sentient AI thing, not sentient, but you know, just programmed AI things that are trying to kill you. So it sells the illusion.
By the way,
Especially-
shredders are fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the shredders are
Every time I like, every time
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
just every time I just go down into that one little area where there's the extraction and the subway. I mean, I forget every time that there's one down there. I'm always just like booking it, just trying to get away from something else that's trying to kill me, and just run down there, and there's just a shredder just hanging out, and you're just instantly fucked.
well, that's dude. It's because like it's perfectly placed because there's a bastion right there, right on
yeah.
that big fucking open area. So you're trying to
Yeah.
avoid him. So you're thinking, I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna duck into the subway tunnel, and then you run around the corner, and the shredder's just standing there, and it's like, you motherfucker. Like it almost seems like the AI's learned like that's where a lot of people go, and so the shredder will like wander in there, or like it's gotten a lot of kills there because. As I can attest, I've watched Cody run around the corner and he goes, "You need to get the fuck out," and then he just blows up because the shredder just fucking kills everything. And then so yeah, it's like the perfect place for one of those goddamn things. And most of the time it's not there. But the time you don't need it to be there, oh, it's there all right. And then something I really like about our arc raiders is to this day I'm still seeing like new ways that people are just eliminating either arc or each other, whether it be like there's that snitch scanner that you throw them and it just releases arc into the area, and this dude threw like 4 or 5 of them on a fucking an elevator. So it was just being patrolled by arc, and he was just standing there with the fucking cloak thing, and it was almost like he had his own little personal army, and those arc are just fucking people up, and he can just loot them, and then he just left, and I was like, damn.
yeah. I saw somebody
That was
on an arc flying around, and he had those scanners. He was like throwing them at people, and he's on top of it shooting at people, and he was the whole time screaming about like how he was like riding it, and he's the master of these things, and then ended up knocking him off, and then shooting him, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm not the master anymore," and they like murdered him. But I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's the green goblin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a super fun game. I mean, I got to go back to it, but it's just there's so much to it. I mean, just the fact that the proximity chat and being able to talk to people in the game, it just adds so much more to it. I mean, you know, there's a lot more people you run into the game that are actually friendly. I know obviously most people will be like friendly and just, you know, try to just shoot you immediately. But most of the time it's like I end up just running past people and they're just like, "Hey man, how's it going?" You're like, "All right, see you later."
And
Like,
they did
away.
confirm that it does have that ABMM, aggression-based matchmaking. I don't know if you guys heard about that or not, but if you're not shooting people regularly, it'll start matchmaking you with people who also don't do that. And if you start shooting people, it'll start matchmaking you with people who are more aggressive. But it's not 100% though, because they want it to still feel random. But you will be in more chill lobbies if you are chill.
That's cool. I like that.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a really unique way because like I'm not one of those people who like live in the fantasy land of like this is a PvE game and that's it.
Don't even get me fucking started. Yeah.
No.
Every single match you hop into is PvP no matter what. You are entering a PvP match. You don't have to, but you're in a PvP match. And people will fucking shoot you at some point. It's gotta be realistic about it. If you find some friendly people, that's awesome. But
I mean, I'd even be like, and I'm one of these people, but I'll just be like standing somewhere and like way out in the distance, I'll see somebody like on Blue Gate or something like that. And I'm like, I wonder if I can hit that guy with my Pharaoh. And then I clap him and I'm like, all right. And then I'll just leave. Like, I'm not even trying to kill him. I was just wanted to fuck up his day a little bit in his shield. But yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've just caught in a stray. And I'm like, all right, well, that guy knows that I'm somewhere here.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I am, and they're starting to deal with it, is a lot of the metas are starting to be broken, like the anvil, like that gun. Oh no, that one gun that shoots two times for each trigger pull, the pistol, like that was like the killer. And then they changed it. They changed it a bit, but it was like their Embark is doing what Embark does, and they're maybe not the quickest about it, but they do deal with metas pretty quickly.
They listen to their communities too. I've literally had people from Embark respond to me on Reddit. So I mean, like they're there listening.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing they don't listen to is fucking stop nerfing my winch claw and goddamn
stop nerfing
finals.
my heavy, dude.
Yeah.
Although this season in the finals, people are bitching and saying that medium and light is just getting nerfed to hell. So I'm like, you know what, man? It's been like eight seasons of us heavies having a hard time. So I wish I could care. Well, Arc Raiders is a good pick. I did humor it as well, putting it in my runner-ups just because it's definitely memorable this year. Also, I really enjoyed playing it. I only played it for like 40 or 50 hours, but it was like when it first came out. And then I was playing other stuff, but I would like to get back to it. It's just a little rough trying to get my shit done in the finals and play Arc Raiders and then play other shooters. But it is fantastic. I mean, I had no doubt that Embark was going to make a great multiplayer shooter, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. So I understand when people are enthusiastic about it, and I'm glad they are, because Embark, this is just hopefully just the beginning of them as a dev. Hopefully, they have a long future ahead of them. I think this game will solidify that for sure. Having other great ideas and introducing them into a market that feels fucking sterile as shit. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say on Arc Raiders?
No.
Chev, you gonna play Arc Raiders?
No.
All right.
Fun, dude. Lots of
Had to try, dude.
Just be passive until you get put into chill lobbies, and then when you shoot back at somebody because they shot you first, it'll throw you right into some aggressive lobbies.
There are so many games that exist that I don't need to try and play something that I'm likely going to struggle with. So
yeah.
I say like thousands of games get released a year. I can skip one.
Too many. I just did a video recently revealing that I have 913 games on Steam, and I was just like, I didn't even know I had that many. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm never going to play all those games. Like, what am I doing? And people are like, whoa, you got a lot of games. I'm like, dude, I didn't fucking know I had this many games. And I think on my Steam replay, it was like, I played 62 new games in 2025 via Steam alone. And I'm like, I bet I didn't beat most of those. Like, fucking, there's too many fucking games, man.
Right.
And
Games,
it's funny because I think the statistic is like 2 or 3
Yep.
for most people.
Yeah. And then I
it's like, dude,
exist.
games can stop right now, and I would just have things to play in perpetuity.
I have probably about like 5 to 8 years of games I could be playing right now until they start putting out new games. I don't want them to do that because I love new games, but like I got plenty of shit I could be playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an EMP should go off and kill the internet only, and then we can just
No, I play a lot of online games. Let's not do
yeah,
that.
maybe like an intranet where you can still play online, but new games can't come out. I don't know the scenario.
I'll say you'll kill my daily routine if you kill the internet. So.
Yeah, I don't want that either. I play too many games online. Most of the games I play are like multiplayer anyway. So, all right. Well, unless anybody else has anything else to say, that is our game of the years that we picked. All good picks. I respect all of your opinions. And the runner-ups are good as well. So let us know in the comments your guys' 2 runner-ups and game of the year. Do you agree with our picks? Do you have anything you want to dispute? Have fun with that. We probably won't change our minds, but I'm open to listen to you talk about it. But I also want to hear about your thoughts about your game of the year. Not, the Game Awards game of the year, your game of the year. And yeah, let's move into the next category real quick. We're going to jump into our biggest regrets of 2025. This can be a game that you played or didn't play, didn't have time to play, whatever the regret is. It's not a disappointment. We got a different segment for that. I'll start the pace real quick, and I'll go kind of quick because we're already 2.5 hours into this. My major regrets of 2025 is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I wanted to play through and beat that. That is one of the games I kept being told 1,000 times. It's game of the year, game of the year, game of the year. I never got around to beating it, and that sucks. I will play it at some point and play all the way through it. From what I did play, really enjoyed it. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, I didn't pick that up or play it yet. And I know I'll love it because Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games ever made. That's why I didn't buy it. Because in a year where I already have all these brand new games that I need to play and see if I'm going to like them or not, I already know I'm going to like Metal Gear Solid 3, a remake of it. I've seen the footage. It looks fucking great. Apparently it plays great. Everybody says it's awesome. And everybody's like, the story's really good. I'm like, I know the story's really good. I will play that at some point, especially if it comes out on sale or something like that. But yeah, I just didn't prioritize it, and I didn't get around to playing that. Also, Silent Hill F, I regret not playing that at all. My enthusiasm for that game, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I don't know. But
a lot of people played it.
yeah, and a lot of people are mixed on it, and I'm glad I'm hearing that because some of the things I'm worried about, people are saying they didn't like about it. And I'm like, I probably will be one of those people, but I'm trying to be open-minded about it, and I will play it at some point when it's on sale, but it wasn't a high priority for me.
So many memes about her just being buff.
Yeah, which turns me off a bit when it comes to Silent Hill because I want to feel helpless and terrified and not fucking powerful with builds. I remember seeing a video when the game first came out on YouTube. It's like the best build for whatever her name is in Silent Hill F, and I'm like, I don't want a build in Silent Hill. What are you talking about? So, but if the game's fun, it's fun. Whatever. Hades 2. I regret not playing that at all. I've talked to multiple people now who have played Hades 2 and said it's like the best roguelite they've ever played. Hades 1 was fun. I know Chevy is not a big fan of it. But never got around to playing it. I was going to pick it up in early access back when it was in early access, but I was like, I don't want to play a game if it's unfinished, especially something like that. I'll wait till it comes out. Yeah. And then my hype just died by the time it came out. But I will play it at some point. Hollow Knight Silk Song, I finally played like 3 weeks ago. And I regret not playing it further earlier on because it is one of the games I assumed would have a chance of winning Game of the Year this year. That, Death Stranding, and Expedition 33. So yeah, I needed to play that. From what I have played, though, it's very solid. It's very solid. And then Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles, regret not playing that. I already know I'm going to love it. From what I did play, I did love it. But that was a Metal Gear Solid 3 situation where I'm like, there's bigger fish to fry that I got to play right now. So I made that decision. Outside of that, though, that's my biggest regrets. Anybody got any regrets?
Biggest one's probably Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to be part of the zeitgeist, but I started it when it was on Game Pass, and then my computer blew up, and then I spent a whole summer selling my house. So by the time I was actually able to get back to, I spent most of this year on hiatus like a motherfucker. So
Yeah, your computer's down. You're dealing with like real life shit.
mhm. So I'm now playing catch up, and I got most of the stuff I wanted to out of the way, but Expedition 33. And then Ivlis Chronicles. I want to play that. Final Fantasy Tactics, of course. And I don't think there's anything else.
Here,
I'll play more
let me just name some games off real quick, and maybe some of these might be your regrets. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Monster Hunter Wilds, Doom the Dark Ages, Split Fiction, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Metroid Prime 4, Beyond, Civilization 7, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Blueprints, which you guys should check out if you like puzzle games, because I thought it was pretty neat. The Root Trees Are Dead, I don't know what that is. South of Midnight, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Avowed, Slay the Spire 2, Dune Awakening, Elden Ring, Night Rain, South of Midnight, Mafia: The Old Country, which I do regret not playing that as well. Atomfall, The Seance of Blake Manor, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, Sword of the Sea, Chronos: The New Dawn. Definitely check that out if you didn't. The first Berserker Kazan, another regret of mine. Wander Stop, Monster Train 2, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Cairn, and Tiny Bookshop. There's some games that were popular this
Fuck, I
year.
thought Pirate Yakuza came out last year.
Maybe it did. This could be inaccurate. I thought it came out like January or something.
It might have.
Yeah.
But anyway, that would be a regret then too, because last year I did
looked at
finish
a list of games last night, and it was definitely on there. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Ball Pit. Anyway.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's
Yeah. I mean, just in that list alone, there's too many games that that I want to play.
Yeah.
That I'll never get around to. Like Hollow Knight. I tried to play the first one, and I was like, I'm just not into this right now.
Yeah.
I know it's awesome. I know it's like the quintessential Metroidvania. Even though I'm a Symphony of the Night stan for the quintessential Metroidvania. But I understand that Hollow Knight is good. There's a reason that it has such a following. There's a reason why Team Cherry could do no wrong.
Yeah, don't say anything about them.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Silksong came out and everybody loves it. But it's just something that I'll probably never get around to.
Here's the real question. Where the hell is Dead Cells 2?
That's what I'm saying.
I need that shit.
Yeah, Motion Twin, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same with like Yacht Club with Mina the Hollower, the people who did Shovel Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Like they could, dude. They started fucking around with a bunch of other like Shovel Knight games. Like, dude, make Shovel Knight 2, make Shovel Knight 3.
Stop fucking around.
Like, you could have done fucking like 4 of those games by now.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight came out in like what 2015 or
Yeah, it was a
2016.
long time
They did it
ago.
Together,
Game
and
was solid.
And they've released little shitty games since then. Like nothing. It's like, dude, just fucking knuckle down. But yeah, I have quite a few regrets.
In life?
But my major one would probably be Claire Obscure.
Yeah, I regret that for you too.
But for the mostly anything else, I can probably take it or leave it for the most part. But
That's fair.
That's the one game that I will look forward to playing.
Yeah, I'd like to play that one.
You guys got any regrets?
No.
Chevy's a
Too
no
many
regrets kind of
now,
guy,
but-
dude. He doesn't
Chevy
regret
just
shit.
played everything he's fucking ever put his mind to.
He played Final Fantasy Tactics. He doesn't give a shit about the rest.
Yeah. If it was a priority enough, I would have played it. So
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just reading that list that I have, because I just have a list of most popular games this year, and I do regret not playing Mafia: The Old Country. I will play that at some point, and here it's good. And then first Berserker Kazan, I played the demo, and it's really good. A lot of people really seem to like it. So,
Plus, it has your boy Ben Starr in it.
What
Who's
does?
fucking turning up?
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
turning up
Everyone's
into
boy
anything.
lately.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Also, just real quick, since I have this list anyway, some indie games that were very popular this year were Blueprints, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Hades 2, Clair Obscur, Citizen Sleeper 2, Ball Pit, The Seance of Blake Manor, Dispatch, which I know a lot of people really liked, Mega Bonk, shout out Mega Bonk, Despolote, Abiotic Factor, shout out Abiotic Factor, Peak, shout out Peak, and Tiny Bookshop, which I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm not here to like beat this drum, but
Beat it.
isn't Clair Obscur not an indie game?
It's in a weird area because people the only strong argument against it being an indie game is that the publisher has published like other games, so they say that it's a AAA publisher, but they're not. They're like a small publisher. So
Well, yeah, Kepler.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why I thought it wasn't an indie game, because they have a publisher.
yeah,
Like, it's not independent at all. That's literally not even the fucking definition of independent. You have a publisher. You
yeah. I'd have to
a
look
partner.
into it further because before I knew the Kepler part, I would argue that it's indie for sure, just because people always argue Baldur's Gate 3 did they have a publisher?
No.
Wizard.
I think there's like a really weird line there too, because it's like, because obviously Larian I don't think is an indie developer anymore, just because they're so big. And
Who owns them?
Like AA or whatever.
Yeah, Larian I think is owned by themselves.
Yeah, but you could still be independent and still be successful and rich.
Yeah, because Team Cherry,
'Cause
I would
people-
say, is independent.
Well, because people romanticize the idea of the indie publisher being someone in their garage, and there is definitely, I love that as well. But you can be a successful indie, because Team Cherry made a bunch of money and got really popular off of their first game. Not like, huh?
Yeah, developer and publisher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know if I would consider. But that's the thing. That's the weird line. I don't know if I'd consider Silksong an indie game.
yeah. But Baldur's Gate 3, if it's self-published, like you said,
Technically, that would be considered
then it's indie. Yeah, but people don't like
Yeah.
that because it's AAA quality. But that's why the conversation's important, that the nuance exists. It is indie, but it's AAA quality, which makes it even more impressive. But then people want to take away from that by saying it's not impressive because these people have like experience or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but everyone's experience differs. And at what point is the experience disqualifying? Like,
I think experience is such a bad excuse, because like if you work for blank studio for 15 years and you leave and make your own game on your own, you still have a ton of experience, but you're not
And
a AAA game
a
anymore.
million people have left fucking big AAA studios, made their own games, and they failed.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. In fact, that's what I
Yeah, mine's
expect
I,
most
dude.
people. Yeah.
That's a fucking.
Or
That's a
fucking
real
Peter
dumper
Peter
of a
Molyneux
fucking game.
left and made his own stupid little Godus game, or the hell it's called. I bought it because I was curious about what he's doing, but it was shit, and nobody cared about it. And he's got some other fucking scam in the works that I'll probably end up buying, but like, just 'cause I'm curious about what the hell he's doing. But yeah, experience in the industry and having connections doesn't guarantee success. But you absolutely, Goddess is definitely a fucking indie game. That game is garbage. It's low quality. But yeah, indie is just independently made without help of a bigger entity. And then, yeah, the publisher thing's interesting because publishers are all the same. So I'd have to do some research on Kepler to even think about that, or see how much money was even exchanged there. But I have, yeah, I'd have to look into it further to assess that, because I know a lot of people rejected Clair Obscur early on as an indie game just because of its quality, and then their argument shifted once they did research collectively online, finding out Kepler, and the argument shifted to that. But before that, it was just because it was high quality, and that's not a qualifier at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I hate that when people are like, "Oh, it's fucking really well made," and it's like, okay, well, they did it. So just like when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and people are like, people will never be able to make an indie game this good. nobody will ever like this is gonna like sabotage everyone after this. And it's like, okay, well now, even though now we're arguing if it's indie or not, Clair Obscur came out and fucking won everything. And even if you don't want to consider it an indie game, very small dev team of like nobodies. I mean, the guy who made the music's from SoundCloud. He's never worked on a game before. A bunch of these people have never worked on a game before. Some of them had worked at Ubisoft, but they were like lower level people. They weren't like long-term fucking veterans of the industry. So they're able to do that.
Yeah, and I do think you're right, though. Everybody's like, if it's not that, like Stardew Valley, if it wasn't that, him working.
If it's not Fez, if it's not...
Though, he was actually with, what's it called, Chucklefish or something like that, and they helped get the game across
in the middle of the game.
Well,
yeah.
and that's the thing is, there's plenty of indie games that have been published by people because they're being worked on independently, and then someone ends up later publishing it for them because they see that, and it's like now it's not independent, and it's like I don't know, it's kind of weird gray area. So I'd have to do the research on the development of the game because it's been worked on for like a decade or something like that. They've been working on Clair, like I remember seeing the early footage of Clair Obscur, and it looks nothing like what it looks like now. So I don't know what the whole process has been. So
I was gonna say something, I can't fucking remember what it was.
I could tell you had a face. Very inquisitive.
Yeah, because it just fucking quit. My mind just
It
stopped.
popped in and left instantly.
Yep.
That happens as we get older. All right, so no regrets. Let's jump into disappointments. I think I only have 2. No, Concord didn't come out this year. That was last year. I was going to say that I said this last year, that I was disappointed in what happened to Concord. Not that Concord failed, but I was just like, that just sucks that happened. What a waste. On that note, I don't know if it happened this year or not, but the Last of Us multiplayer, this basically was supposed to be an extraction shooter that got canceled. That's also a disappointment, but I didn't play that. So the two disappointments I have is FBC Firebreak, which is the multiplayer game that Remedy made. Did that come out this year?
Control universe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came out this year. That lost them a shitload of money, and they got rid of their CEO because of it. So Control 2, I forgot what it's called, but I'm hoping that does really well because I would hate to see Remedy get fucked because of that investment. That's why they got rid of him. And the new Control looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. But I still haven't even played the game because I remember watching videos of it. I'm like, it looks neat, but like you guys don't make games like this typically. You make third-person action games that are like story-heavy. And this looks kind of like okay. And then I watched a review of it, a couple of reviews, and people were like, it's kind of thin on content. There's like 3 maps and like nothing to unlock. And I'm like, I'll wait on it. And then now it's dead. Nobody plays it. The CEO got fired over it, and Remedy lost a bunch of money over it. So that's a disappointment. Not necessarily just because the game wasn't great. I didn't play it. But what it did to Remedy kind of freaks me out. I don't like to see a company I like have a big hit like that. And then because I believe this did release in 1.0 this year, Killing Floor 3, I actually got a chance to play it, and is so rare that I get to actually say I'm disappointed in a game. Normally, my disappointments are like, industry based, but that game is such a fucking disappointment. It's fine if you're like looking for like a cheap, like free to play feeling version of Killing Floor, but it just lacks any of the identity and feeling of Killing Floor. It's such a backstep that I was like, it like almost made me sad because like I love Killing Floor 1, love Killing Floor 2, and Killing Floor 3. All they had to do was make Killing Floor 2 with some better graphics, maybe that's it. And they just it's a worse product than Killing Floor 2 in every way, and it lacks the identity of the game. It doesn't even look like the same fucking series. But if you want to hear about that, we just did a review of that on Plus Club, so go watch that if you want to hear the full thing. But huge disappointment. I was devastated playing that game, which sucked. You guys got any disappointments?
Dragon Quest 1 remake.
Okay.
I'm just
didn't age well.
I'm just not there with that game, I
Yeah.
guess. Well, the thing is, my memories of that game is with my dad. My dad doesn't play games at all, but for some reason he fucking just trudged through Dragon Quest One, Dragon Warrior, as it was called for the NES. Yeah, so like I always remember him playing it, and he's like having a good time, and I'm like, this is kind of cool. And then I'm playing it, and I'm like, the fucking 80s were a little bit better with this kind of fucking game.
The version he played, you had to stand on top of a ladder, open a menu, and use the ladder command.
Yeah.
So
And
I
then
doubt the version you're playing does that.
no.
Yeah.
It is very quality of life.
Yeah.
Also, that version, if you didn't have a torch, nothing was lit up in a dungeon, and you just didn't know where you were going. So, yeah,
I
it's
beat Final Fantasy 1 this year, so I kind of feel, that old school RPG.
yeah. Funny story about that. My brother, because we had Final Fantasy 1 for the NES, and it's funny because my sensibilities on my philosophy on playing games was even noted back then, and then my brother had like a full party of like normal, like what a normal party makeup would be: fighter, black mage, white mage, and I think he had like a thief or something.
And you just
like
had a
that.
powerful group of mega bonks.
Yeah. I completely deleted his game, and he
Good.
was almost the last boss, and I just started 4 fighters,
Almost
and
built in the game.
and I just fucking went through it. And then I got to and by that I got to the first town. I fought the first set of monsters, and then I just put it away. And then my brother wanted to kick my fucking ass because now all of a sudden his save was gone. So
Yeah, replace one of those fighters with the red mage, and you're pretty much at one of the best parties in the game, because melee just murders in that game.
yeah,
Oh, Josh found out.
I almost got murdered because of melee. So, but yeah, so did that come out this year? The collections, the Final Fantasy collections.
The pixel ones? No, that's
Yeah.
been a while now.
Okay. Because I was going to say that would probably be a regret of mine, because I haven't played like 6, which is one of the fan favorite ones.
I'm in the middle of 2
Oh, yeah.
right now.
6 and 4. I know 2 is kind of weird because like it was one of those NES sequels that like everything changed. So like how you level up is you use skills instead of like if you want to get
It's like
your defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get better defense, you got to block a lot. If you want to use ice, you get better at fucking magic, use magic a lot.
You want to be cheesy, you attack your own party.
Which is just completely. I mean, which is weird because Final Fantasy Tactics, you can do that too. You can just break it by attacking fucking chocobos.
Yep.
And they heal themselves, and then you just fucking keep wrecking them, and you just get job points.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, no, I don't really have much regrets. There's, I don't remember what that
Disappointments.
game was called, Seth, that you told me about, the physics-based, like fighter or physics-based game where you brawl.
The medieval one?
Yeah, no, it had like a you said check this game out. It's like physics based, and you can kick people into shit and stuff like that. And I played that for like an hour, and I just returned it. So that's probably a fucking disappointment of mine.
Oh, the third-person action game?
Yeah,
You didn't like it?
fuck no, I hated that game. Yeah, I did not like.
I'm
it at
actually surprised. I thought you'd like a game and you didn't like it, because typically I'm on top of that. But I guess I was just wrong with that game. Fuck no. You've been buying games like crazy lately too, so for you to fucking return one's pretty wild.
So he's
I know.
been lining up the fucking. Well, I can't remember what they're called, the 4-player games, but.
all. Friend slot.
Friend
baby.
slot.
Yeah.
Friend slot, baby. We got to play that other one that he just bought.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody got any disappointments?
Having a job.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Can't have any free time, man.
Disappointment in capitalism.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't have it.
unless anybody has anything, nothing.
Nah,
I think it's going to do it for this episode. That's our game of the years.
Shout out.
Huh? Oh,
I have a
shout out? Yeah, go ahead.
Stellar Blade PC version came out this year. It
Oh,
was a lot of
yeah.
fun, but didn't get time to beat it because obligations for the channel. But game solid.
RV there yet?
Shout out RV
That's a
there
shout
yet.
out.
I am.
Also
beat it.
I'm in limbo with that game because me, Chris, and Chevy almost have that game beat. Me and Josh are at the worst part of the game, and I would like to beat that game at some point. And I would like to have everyone there for it, but
Well, you and Josh need to get past that part so we can just do it then.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Shape of Dreams.
Okay. Solid game.
It's not a shout out. That's more of a I want to play it more.
That's a shout out.
Hades 2 I played a little bit of, but I would shout that out because it's just Hades 1 again. I know people are probably going to be pissed at me for saying that, but let's just be honest.
Oh, they're gonna come for you. That's one of those
Things didn't
games.
come for me. I played Hades 1 for about an hour and I refunded it.
I know. And I said that fucking Doom guy wasn't the strongest thing in the world, so I'm already getting come for, so.
Dude, don't talk about the Doom guy. I had no idea. I had no idea how powerful that guy was, or apparently people think he is. I got some shout outs, I guess I'll throw out there. Shout out South of Midnight. That game was actually pretty solid for how much backlash it got before it came out. I never beat it, but I played it and I thought it was pretty decent. But I know a lot of people, some that I know personally, who really liked it. So shout out to that game. Shout out to Blueprints, a puzzle game that I actually thought was pretty cool. I had no idea it existed. Then I had a bunch of people on TikTok go, "You got to play Blueprints. You got to play Blueprints." I played. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get why you guys like this so much. So shout out to that. Shout out to Donkey Kong Bonanza. That is a regret of mine because I don't have a Switch 2, and I would have liked to have tried that game. Apparently, it's just balling and rips like a motherfucker.
I heard good things.
Shout out to Monster Hunter Wilds. I didn't, we talked about it as some of your guys' picks, but I didn't really have a place for it in this episode for me. But I really liked it when it came out. It just has some issues. I hope they fix, and it sounds like they have fixed some of them. Shout out to, let's see, Monster Train 2 that came out this year. If it did, Monster Train 2 is pretty fun. Shout out to Chronos: The New Dawn. That game is actually pretty solid. It's not the best thing ever, but if you get past the first 3 hours, it gets really good. And that has solidified that for me, Bloober Team has a bright future, hopefully, because Bloober Team made a lot of games I don't like. But I always saw there's potential with them. I was like, oh, they got some cool ideas, but their games aren't that great in my opinion. But then Silent Hill 2, I think is phenomenal. I fucking love that. They did such a good job with that. But then Chronos: The New Dawn is their version of basically Dead Space, and it's nowhere near as good as Dead Space because Dead Space is just fucking legendary. But it's pretty fun. It's just not scary because you're just you're Doom guy. You're the most powerful person ever. So you just walk through beating ass, and it's really fun, but it's not scary. Shout out to Regret, Adam Fall. Wish I would have played that. Shout out to, and I can't say too much on this, but Elden Ring Night Rain, which we are reviewing this month, so I can't talk about too much, but I waited to play that. I'm finally playing it. If you want a multiplayer Elden Ring game that's set up kind of like Battle Royale, kind of, versus and boss run, just wait for our review, but definitely play it. Shout out Peak. Peak was a big deal when it first came out, and it's a fun and solid game. So, yeah. And then shout out Abiotic Factor. I think that came out on console this year, but still. Sorry, what'd you say, Chevy?
I said infuriating, but yes.
Yeah, well, fucking for sure. Shout out Megabonk. Shout out Ball Pit. And, yeah, those are my shout outs. All games that deserve to be mentioned. So, anyone else got any shout outs?
Uh-huh.
Nope.
Covered it.
All right, sick. Well, that's going to do it, guys. Let us know in the comments your shout-outs, your disappointments, your regrets. Reflect on 2025 in general when it comes to gaming. How do you feel about the year? I thought it was a pretty solid year. I'm looking forward to 2026 myself, and we'll do this all over again, hopefully within the year this time and not in the next year. But yeah, let us know your game of the year in the comments below. I want to thank you, Cody. I want to thank you, Josh. I want to thank you, Chevy, for joining me for this almost 3-hour conversation. It's been fun. I'll have to find a way to get you guys on the show more often. It's always fun to have you guys on and talk with you guys. And thank you guys for joining us through this whole thing. If you stuck around to the very end, give us a like. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Share it with your friends. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I've been Seth. Until the next episode, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.